Старт. Поехали. Спайк где-то сидит. Денджер сидит. И Лимкуб сидит на кауче.
That's about it. I've got 3. That's all I've done with my life. It's like the only thing. Thank you very much for watching. It's like the only thing in my Twitter bio. That's like all I do. Yeah, I've got 3.
Ganon представляется, говорит, что все, что я делаю, это я спидраню Одиссею, все, больше ничего не делаю.
What's going on, everybody? All right.
Linkube, Dangers.
Let's get it started. Okay.
Все способные ребята спидранить эту игру.
To get to the darker side kingdom, the final challenge of the game, and then conquer it. In just over 3 hours, your pizza's free. It's going to be hot.
All right, we good for countdown?
Count us down.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go!
Гоу! Ей! Пока толпа не разошлась. Хотя у них еще рано расходиться, у них 10 часов вечера. Самое время прайм-таймовое. Нет, закрывать не нужно. Закрывать будем, как только попадем на уровень с пирамидами. Закрывать рано. Вот. В принципе, что можно сказать про эту прекрасную игру? Будем быстро ее проходить. Вон нам показывают, как надо управлять. Самый быстрый способ начать с места, катиться, это сделать раскрутку. И вы можете видеть, как спидранер поднимает и опускает руки с контроллером. Это не просто так. Так быстрее всего катиться. Вы представляете, какой труд 3 часа вот так вот делать? А еще нужно в разные стороны направлять контроллер, чтобы шапка вылетала куда нужно. Вот. Первый уровень. Первое превращение в лягушечку. It's Wednesday, my dudes. It's Wednesday. Сегодня же среда, верно? Верно. Wednesday, my dudes. Также вы можете направлять прыжки, и мы будем направлять прыжки, то есть мы будем прыгать в одну сторону, а двигать контроллером в другую сторону для того, чтобы дальше пролетать. Можете это заметить, можете не заметить, но, в принципе, на ваше усмотрение. Вот таким вот образом быстро справляемся с боссом. Это было очень быстрый килл. Хлап, клап, клап. Боссы в этой игре не сложные, не требовательные. И вот таким образом мы начинаем игру. 2 минуты. 2 минуты. Супер Марио Odyssey. Так, у меня 2:16, 17, 18. Я не уверен, что я все равно могу исправить время, но хотя бы скажите, насколько я сильно отстаю или опережаю. Позади на пару секунд. Уф. Так, у меня лагает ЛГДК стрим, интересно, почему. Самое время взять эту луну, и мы будем делать скип. Вы первые увидите, сделан скип с первого раза или нет. Это первый скип, который случается в этой игре. Это, в принципе, не так, чтобы... Да, не надо. Мне самому надо скорее ребутнуть, потому что у меня... Я отстаю, потому что я не могу быстрее сделать. Сейчас посмотрим. Пару секунд не страшно, вы ничего, в принципе, нового не узнаете. Будет ли с первого раза или нет, смотрите внимательно. Не с первого раза, не с первого раза, алерт, не с первого раза. Это еще не все, это еще не все. И со второго раза. Жесткий. Так, я перезапущу тем временем. Попробуем совсем закрыть. Молодцы. И стримлинк. Может быть, это поможет. Пятьдесят шесть, 57, 58, 59. Ну, сейчас, может быть, на 1 секунду меньше стало отставать. В принципе, эта драка была тоже очень невероятна. Мы даже, в принципе, не поймем, насколько быстро этот босс будет развален. Нам нужно оставлять шляпу в стороне, чтобы она зацепила Чинчопу. И потом еще раз бросаем шляпу в Чинчопу, чтобы стать Чинчопой. И потом бьем ею в босса. Игра на простом китайском. Пирамида в пустыне науки.
Yeah, and it's funny because there were like certain shorter categories that we knew Chinese was faster for, and the community just kind of assumed that Japanese was fast for everything else. First of all, why is Mario in the ceiling? Why is Mario in the ceiling and through the ceiling?
Почему Марио в потолке? И... Это, кстати, это новый трюк. Насколько я понимаю. При помощи луны, которую ты поднимаешь, ты можешь попасть в ООБ. Жесть.
So we take that time to position Mario in a weird way. If you do a backflip or a triple jump and then throw Cappy at like just that moment that you're grabbing that moon, you can do some pretty wacky things like find yourself in the ceiling. That will not be the first time we see this in the run, by the way. And not the only time. That's for sure. Yeah.
О чем мы уже заканчиваем? Окей, ладно.
This is nowadays actually done on the newest version of the game because when that version came out, Nintendo
Сейчас мы долетим.
loading times. So this is the
Совсем скоро.
tried in this version to actually remove a lot of the clipping possibilities, but there's still like 16.
There's two more.
There's too many.
There's so many ways to get out of bounds. In fact,
В этой версии, эта версия самая стабильная, последняя, 1.3.
There's actually two in this kingdom too that are pretty new.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah, a newest thing that they've added. This category has been optimized.
Еще и новое какой-то клип будет. Кайф. Так, что ж. End submissions.
Yeah, speaking of
GL,
the
всем кому GL.
so we just planted a seed, and one thing that is actually very interesting to note pretty early into the run is that the way this route basically works in the first place is that it's going to be abusing a lot of those Toadette moons. So Toadette basically in this game later hands out a bunch of power moons for little achievements that you can collect throughout the game, like
Маленький Тод дает нам много лун. Поэтому мы будем его обузить на луны. Развод на луны. Какое же наслаждение смотреть за тем, как красиво передвигается спидранер. Все очень... Это все очень точные движения. Нужно там останавливаться на очень маленьких платформах и прыгать. И самое время сделать трюк. Будет это с первого раза, со второго раза, с третьего раза, или он забьет. Не с первого. Не со второго. Гайс, даже не с третьего. Очень жаль. И даже не с четвертого. Это сложный трюк, нужно попасть внутрь пирамиды, в текстуру. Никакой отмены. Будет ответ нет. Он уже с 8-й или 9-й раз пробует. Так, он попал внутрь, хорошо. Так, где-нибудь застрянет, не застрянет. О, запутался в движениях. Давай, спокойно. Тройной прыжок, хорошо. И вылезет. Отлично, он справился, вылез.
Honestly, the two hardest early game
Или
challenges
нет.
with the
Очень
time
жаль. Или
is
нет, господа,
the
или нет. Choose
inverted
outcome, или
pyramids,
нет.
skip, and we will be fighting the second boss now, Harriet.
And we've only been playing for 8 minutes, and we've already gotten out of bounds
Очень жаль,
like
очень жаль.
twice.
Yup.
And you know, it's just more to come for the
Also
next 3
climbed
hours.
up a wall that's like.
Всем спасибо за участие.
Yep. There's a lot of funny stuff that goes on in the early game of this category.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out in the routing aspect.
Сражаемся с
there
боссом.
are two moons that were inside of the pyramid there, but in the routing, Ganon's just gonna have to come up with two other moons later on
Exactly.
to replace them.
And that's kind of the beauty of this category is like, obviously the route has gotten to a point of supreme optimization. Everything that we're doing is being done on purpose over like years and years of developing from basically all of the runners on this couch and the runner that's playing right now over time. But you can collect these 500 moons however you want. You know, you just have to get to the darker side.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's so beautiful about this category. There's so many different like levels of route that you can do.
И мне пишет, что никто не знал, что такое случится. Видимо, сам Twitch в шоке, что такое случилось. Минус 5000 пузырей. Так.
And I think the best part about this category,
Посмотрим,
comparing it to
посмотрим.
something like any percent, is the fact that it does have post game as well. You know, the meat and potatoes of this run is the post game. A lot of the early game stuff, a lot of the stuff.
Это мы не будем точно, а вот сюверклип попробуем. Там будет немножко побольше разброс. Липаемся в... Как он называется? Сювер у нас по-русски. Канализации. Канализации.
Currently doing what he is doing, and
Yes.
he's doing something that we call in this game like obtaining world peace. What this basically means, he's going to go through the main story of the kingdom. Here, the Sand Kingdom, going to be the main boss. Because later, when he's actually done with the main game, this will unlock something called a moon rock that you can hit to unlock a bunch of extra post-game moons, and those are those fast moons.
8, 16, 20, короче. Нет.
Just kind of funny. But we're going to want to make sure that we pay attention right here. So Ganon is going to be going out of bounds for the 3rd time now, because we just can't get enough of that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yep.
Just like that. Very well done.
And this replaces another original clip that was done in the early versions of the game, where you actually clipped through the Sphinx, the infamous Sphinx clip, but this is obviously much easier.
So what that overall saves right there is by
Канализация у нас будет... Ну, я буду считать, кто еще.
or talk to the Sphinx right there to get to its moon. So it saves a lot of time overall for those two moons combined.
Yeah, some of those moons are also just simply stuck in the
Бегаем по пустыне, собираем луны. Наша задача собрать минимальное количество лун. Оно нарисовано в верхнем левом углу маленькими прозрачными. Канализация в Нью-Донке. Я удивлен, что он вообще пойдет на этот трюк, но окей, пойдет так пойдет. Почему нет? Если не пойдет, выиграет нет, если что.
I think this is worth pointing out. Ganon obviously makes all of this look extremely easy, but even in seemingly simple moves,
написано, что пойдет.
bouncing on your cap isn't necessarily the most easy thing in the world. You actually have like hold out your cap for a little bit and
Также мы бросаем шляпу для того, чтобы быстрее разогнаться. Вы можете заметить эту технику, она достаточно часто происходит. Невероятно страшное движение. Страшно смотреть на эти движения, потому что прыгает он на очень маленькие платформы, которые... на которые очень сложно приземлиться, если вы попробуете сами. Сразу зачистим этот мир на идеальную концовку. Бросаем шляпку раз, бросаем шляпку два, хватаем Бильбула. Идеально. В принципе, тоже достаточно простой босс. Наша задача захватить руку. И мы просто будем бить рукой об лицо 3 раза.
Letting the fists pass you, I think it's kind of just like a threshold of when they pass you. If you're at the far end of the arena, you save about a second every single time you do this.
Yep.
Yeah, other than that,
You
there's
can
not.
also stand in his thumb there. There's just no hitbox. It's pretty funny.
The only thing that's additionally to the fight is obviously
Можно
trying to
залезть в
find the most
хитбокс
direct
руки.
path here once the fist is
Easy.
captured to get the hit in as fast as possible. But when you start out, can actually be quite annoying, especially in the second phase when Akrotech tries to really throw your curveball. But so far, this is looking good.
With that, as we finish up this last phase, we have like 12 minutes into this run, not given time for donations. I think we should do
This is the best
just a
time for
couple donations right here until we get out of sand. So, Nuclear, take it away.
Последняя попытка. Сейчас мы будем уничтожать босса. Самая сложная попытка — это последняя. Изи. Пародирование того, что делает Марио. В принципе, да, абсолютно верно. Марио только так и делает. По крайней мере, в этой игре. Еще он делает «Ого! Ей!» Вот сейчас. Ну, в целом вы поняли идею.
Just for you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, we're going to do something that looks a
Днем
little
рождения, чувак.
right before, so we finished the
Так, что сейчас мы будем делать? Мы закончили проходить это королевство.
Nope, just kidding. So we're talking about
Нет, мы не будем уходить. Что будем делать? Нам нужно посадить семена, поговорить с NPC важными. Надо поговорить с этим туристом, чтобы появился этот турист в следующем мире.
Talking to that NPC nets us, I believe, 5 moons in the course of the route.
So absolutely worth it.
Pretty important.
Yep.
Now we actually get the first fork in the route right here.
Так, дальше у нас мир подводный.
Okay.
Yeah. You just look at the hint art.
Okay.
We'll try to remind you.
Okay. Yeah, I was supposed to go to Wooded there, and I selected Lake on accident.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good time to explain why this actually.
Кажется, он ошибся и выбрал неправильный мир. Ну, бывает. И он подумал, рестартить, не рестартить. И они ему сказали, что все окей, нормально.
There's actually paintings in this game basically later that allow you to fast travel from one kingdom to another, depending on how you choose to.
В каждом королевстве есть, почти в каждом королевстве есть специальная картина, которая позволяет перемещаться из одного королевства в другое королевство, и которые эти, в принципе, картины позволяют без загрузки попасть в королевство, что очень сокращает спидран, естественно. Вот, поэтому мы сначала выбираем королевство леса, но все бывает, промазал человек.
Other than technically, it is fast for now to select Lake first because it's a simple A press, but that's my.
Технически, на самом деле, я выбрал правильно, говорит спидранер, оправдываясь, потому что так быстрее. Ну, посмотрим. Надеюсь, что он просто покажет хорошее время.
Like, you have to kind of play around and figure it out for yourself.
There's boss number 3.
Босс номер 3. Несложный босс. Отменяем и кадры неуязвимости у этого персонажа и побеждаем.
Yeah, the first time we fight these rabbits, they give us a multi-moon still. Our achievement gets recognized. Later on.
Первый раз, когда мы сражаемся с мини-боссами или боссами, мы получаем много лун, по 3 штуки. В принципе, Кирбач то же самое нам показывал, по 3 чувачка нам давали за Waddle Dees, их звали его, вспомнил. За то, что мы там проходили босса или уровень полностью.
and it's going to look like kind of a useless thing to do.
Так, кажется, мы сразу пойдем в картину или нет? А, да, вот, кстати, если не посмотреть на картину, то вроде как звезда не появляется в том месте, в котором она указана на этой картине. Надо посмотреть на подсказку картину.
Yes.
Когда Луна появится. Теперь мы направляемся таки в лес.
They spawn this 8-bit Luigi, which basically just gives you free 200 coins. So we talked about the fact that coins will be important for us for multiple reasons. So we will be hitting some of those.
Нам понадобятся монеты.
You again at the end, but you'll just look at the hint art before you leave this kingdom. After
Okay.
after Spewer, you'll
Yeah,
go
yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Okay, I was confused as to how that was going to work. Yeah, the reason that that's important to go to Wooded first is because normally
Мы будем покупать кучу всякой ерунды,
anything that we
поэтому
were
нам
talking
нужны
about,
монеты.
Wooded comes before Sand, and you look at a hint art in the revisit to Wooded.
Мгм,
right
начинаем
before you
сразу
go
с
to
самого
Sand,
низа.
that's
Окей,
what's
хорошо,
Wooded
интересный
and
ход.
Sand.
Возможно, это
With
быстрее.
going to Lake
Мы
first,
хотим
Wooded
избавиться от
appears after Sand. Sand
нижней
is the
части
shade that I grabbed.
леса.
The hint art now
Секретный,
is
секретный лес.
Here's a very ominous location in the game that you wouldn't really see in a speedrun because getting down here.
Обычно вы не увидите эту часть
If you happen to stumble your way in
игры.
here by accident, you'll know that just kind of how annoying the deep woods is. You get your map taken away, you get your compass taken away, and you can't warp out of here.
Вас забирают карту, компас, не знаете, куда бежать, что делать, как выбраться. Казуально сюда очень сложно. Если попал, отсюда сложно выбраться. Если первый раз прошел и ничего не знаешь об игре. Ну что это? Это семя, которым мы будем
Hello.
садить. Оу, забулили Тиракса. Очень красиво. Он высвободил Луну и забрал с Тирекса обратно.
Yeah, the hitbox of the T-Rex is absolutely massive.
Да, хитбокс у Тирекса очень большой, поэтому куда бы вы ни бросили шляпу, вы, скорее всего, попадете. И она как бы захватит Тирекса. Еще одна звезда, по-моему. А, нам понадобится куча монеток, чтобы выбраться. Немножко быстрее мы делаем выход отсюда. Как вы могли заметить, мы встали на росток и... Сюда не забраться казуально, если ты не умеешь делать, как он делает наш спидранер. Это действительно сложно. Надо захватывать цветочек для того, чтобы нормально забрать все. Бац, 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 бац. Как же он прыгает. Все изи делает. Что трюки не с первого раза делает. Не страшно. Почти что вышел в ОБ. Идея в том, что мы могли бы зайти в ОБ и при помощи получения этой луны, но ничего страшного. В any проценте это было бы очень важно, потому что, ну, скорее всего, ресет. 7-8 секунд потеряется на этом трюке. Ну, окей, окей. В принципе, мы можем себе позволить на 3-часовой ран. Главное, не переборщить с потерей времени. Кажется, они заменили звук получения Луны, и он хлопает в конце. Либо это зал хлопает. А, это зал хлопает. Все, я понял. Я думаю, что за звук постоянно в конце? Все-таки файлы Nintendo сложно заменить. Наша задача получить максимальную скорость, развить. И... О, добрался. Отлично, отлично. Со второго раза, технически говоря, но опять же он не упал, так что все прекрасно. Нужно получить максимальную скорость.
I love how much like platforms and like pathways and things that the game gives you that we just kind of are like.
Смысл этого Марио
Yeah, there's a piece which there.
спасти Пич, как
I
обычно.
really feel like that right now. Do use this one though.
Yeah, love this little strat right here where you got a moon where all of a sudden you... And then you come over here and you actually shake, flicking the up on top, and then decapturing it to jump
Как же он красиво двигается.
Beautiful series of two moons right there. And now we got
Первые уровни, конечно, отточены идеально почти что, поэтому смотреть просто заглядение.
Yeah, very nice bounce there. Now this is Spewart, and he has a name for a reason.
Well,
we want to see the reason.
yeah,
Is
he
the
sure
thing.
would.
We're actually...
He would be spewing, but we don't really let him.
Ждаем еще одного босса. Монетки собираем, они нам нужны.
Just kind of there. He's just earth.
There we go.
Very
Just like that.
satisfying ways to take out these bosses.
У каждого из этих королей есть имя, которое я не знаю, не помню, неинтересно, не имеет большого значения. Но мы их еще увидим. They will return.
That's right.
Nailed it.
They will come back.
Oh no, this is
Пора
easy,
хлопать.
I think that's probably the play.
All right, so all
Очень
the
сложно
things
хлопать,
we've gone
конечно,
through so
здесь
far,
вовремя,
we've
потому
done
что
World Peace.
Thank you.
Yes, don't forget the hint.
I would've
Good,
forgotten.
good call. We've been doing something that's called World Peace, and World Peace is basically just like
Нам
completing
пора
the main story objective in
заняться
and then moving on.
примирением
Once we've
мира.
done that,
Нам нужно спасти это королевство,
but we're actually gonna be
потому что
leaving
Баузер
Woody
оставил
Kingdom right now,
здесь
and that's because the boss fight,
сборщика
the ending boss fight of Woody Kingdom
цветов.
is sitting like way high up at the top of the kingdom, kind of out of the way. So we're actually going to come back later to get to that boss, just because it'll be a little bit faster for us.
А мы сюда вернемся потом. Окей, отлично, хорошая идея. В принципе, мы насобирали достаточно лун, чтобы покинуть это королевство и направиться в...
The ending phases of World Peace.
По-моему, называется Lost World или что-то в этом роде. Потому что нас сейчас собьют по пути. У нас будет сейчас битва с Баузером, если я правильно помню.
We might get stopped along the way. Let's hear one or two donations, Nuclear, before we get there.
We are getting so much love for this run. It's $27.27 from Dragon Z saying, incredibly surreal to see one of my best friends running my favorite game on the GDQ stage. Best of luck, Ganon. We're all rooting for you.
Thank you so much.
Let's have $5 from Shadow Strider 190 saying, was looking forward to this Mario Odyssey run all day. My son and I are watching this now and are super excited to see Dangers on the couch.
Hi.
Shout out Dangers.
It's so good to see GDQ in person again, and I wish I could be there. Hopefully next time. Love y'all, and thanks for all you do.
Жиденько, парни, жиденько. Даже не 10 тысяч пузырей.
True, hint us. Hopefully we will be hitting this one. Can actually, yeah, this one can
Скупердяй, что ли?
It's like in a very precise spot there in the Cloud Kingdom. We wanted to hit this little Luigi there to get the coins. I did want to point out the nice little
Очевидно, с
Cloud
первого-третьего раза он
that
справится.
Ganon got there, basically being boosted by the Cloud Platform to even reach this fight.
В принципе, то, что показано на камере, справа снизу было в качестве гайда, так и нужно делать для скорости, для максимальной скорости, максимального спидранинга.
Yeah, for sure.
А так можно, в принципе, кнопку атаки нажимать, но вы можете увидеть, что
During this fight, basically intentionally
Гэнон трясет контроллером.
the head usually you're supposed to like catch the head with your head, but we
Wow.
That's right.
And there is like a lot of precision to that. It's not just be on top of the cap and do it. You kind of got to wait till you are right of center of the cap so you capture it. Otherwise, you would give it back to Bowser. So there's a lot of precise timing there. Speaking of precise things, we're here in Lost Kingdom.
I love
This is maybe my favorite kingdom in this.
Наш корабль сломался.
What the game wants to happen is
Это
get captured by this bird.
замечательное королевство,
But instead we're gonna do
потому
that.
что мы будем делать его неправильно. И благодаря движениям нашим красивым мы ломаем порядок прохождения этого. Как же он просто летит вниз без
The same thing, like,
каких-либо сомнений.
time trial versus a speed run, I guess.
I wanted to make sure Ganon did not hit that checkpoint because we're actually going to go for one of
Zing,
the
zing,
only
zing.
4 instances of death abuses in this run. where it'll just drop right down because Ganon got the checkpoint up on top of the mountain. That will warp them back up to the top, saving a handful.
Отправимся по чекпоинту, так быстрее.
Exactly.
Для того, что делать это вручную, в принципе, хорошая идея.
Overpowered. You have access to basically the entire kingdom. You can get anywhere you need to.
Ау.
Now jumping out. Now I talked about Klepto, that bird from earlier.
Зал может устать, потому что мы будем хлопать очень много раз в таком случае. Клэп.
By actually walking up here, you now hear the chase music. He thinks he's in a state where he has captured Cappy. Beautiful movement right here where he's actually waiting. This is tricking that
О, промазал. Ну, бывает.
beetle right there into shooting out towards the cage. We're now going to see a moon just sitting up on top of this tree. Beautifully done because of that stall that Ganon did back there.
Очень красиво было выполнено. Заставили NPC ворваться. О, чуть-чуть не справились. Ну, нормально, нормально. Сейчас за короткий пойдем. Нормально.
Exactly. And now we die intentionally.
Теперь точно погибаем. В принципе, на этом королевство мы закончили, можем валить. У нас есть еще, но мы... мы соберем даже несколько еще, хорошо. Надо выполнить очень точный прыжок. Очень сложно, очень сложно. Это была самая сложная версия выполнения. И будет пробовать еще раз. О, жестко. Чуть-чуть рано. Во, отлично. Красиво, красиво. То есть ему нужно не просто взять этот ключ, но еще и вернуться к этой луне, потому что если мы погибнем... Он должен, получается, еще луну взять и не погибнуть. Не, получается быстрее, даже не задавайте вопросы. Так быстрее. Доказано спидранерами. Плюс в этой игре и так достаточно мэша, руки быстро устают. Такие добираемся до королевства. New Donk City. Так, чё? Может быть, попить что-нибудь налить? Snow Clip, Lake Outfit Clip. Snow Clip еще, наверное, поставим. Там будет супер быстро. Может быть и нет, потому что будет супер быстро. Ну ладно, попробуем. Хотя надо гонку посмотреть. Блин, точно, надо на гонку поставить. Это самое сложное сейчас найти запись гонки. Какое обычно время получается? Сейчас попробуем найти. When you throw Cappy, so you can capture objects that are further away faster. So whenever you want to capture something that's far away, a spin throw is usually ideal. That's right.
Dangerous, I'm going to give you this room right here. It's so good.
Oh, do we love it? We're going to jump right across.
Гонка.
This is supposed to be like a vertical platforming stage of sorts, but if you just kind of come over here to these poles, you can actually wall jump off the pole and the wall next to it and just wall jump all the way to the top like this.
Exactly. It's kind of funny. You can just skip literally everything with those two poles.
Посмотрим, сколько тут вэри было. Хотя можно четную-нечетную секунду поставить, наверное, будет проще. Да, поставим в гонке четную-нечетную секунду, просто нормально будет. И сражаемся с боссом. Тут нужно превратиться в танк, пострелять по целям. Это очень быстрый цикл, он все попал. Как вы понимаете, целиться нужно контроллером, это не так просто. Делает он все прекрасно, быстро, легко. По-спидранерски. Также, в принципе, нам объясняет, что нам нужно держаться угла. Так, так червь быстрее телепортируется обратно в нужную точку. Опять же, так, быстрее. Ой, я вспомнил, я хочу пахты. Пахта найс. Справились с боссом. Было несложно. Игра настолько оптимизирована, что мы знаем все 22 паттерна, по которым двигается наш танк. Ну, в смысле, червь. Круто, конечно.
No, so yeah, that can make for some awkward patterns right there, kind of how you react to it. But Ganon did great. I don't know how that last shot worked, but that's fine.
I don't know either, so don't ask me.
Now this is definitely a fan favorite. Daytime in Metro, obviously heavily used in promotional.
Дневное время в Данк-Сити, Нью Данк-Сити.
Including being one of the kingdoms with the most moons in it. I think Sand Kingdom has more, and Mushroom Kingdom has a little bit more, just kind of by like, you know, through a technicality that we'll talk about a little bit later. Metro is a big kingdom.
Нам нужно посадить 3 штуки, по-моему, растений, посидеть с челом на скамейке, поговорить с одиноким челом. Самый лучший человек в этой игре.
Are obviously quite useless because they take sometimes up to 20 minutes to grow, but they're actually ideal for us here because we're going to be back later anyway. So when we get back, the seed will just be grown and we get a free moon.
Берем квест на сбор всех инструментов. В принципе, нас каждый раз будет телепортировать в зал после того, как мы собираем кого-то из группы. Это мы будем также, опять же, использовать, насколько я помню.
And not only will they all give us a single story moon, but again, also progress the story to where we want it.
Yep. Also, I just want to mention another little, it's not even really movement, just sort of optimization I've been doing. When I talk to a couple of NPCs, I'll go into first-person mode before I talk to them, and that just makes the camera pan a little faster. So it makes them start talking a little bit faster. Doesn't work on every NPC, so you'll see me not do it on a couple, but that,
That's up.
yeah, that musician was a good example of it.
Идите оптимизация. Оказывается, нужно выходить в первый вид от первого лица перед разговором. То есть надо очень быстро все прокликать. И тогда разговор начинается быстрее на каких-то пару кадров. Оптимизации.
Until we get to Mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, you just reminded me. No.
So true.
All right, can we get the dunk straight in the pot?
Nope. Oh. A little far. There we go.
Не попал. Ну ничего, не страшно.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually, it was a little more awkward than I'm used to because I usually grab different seeds there. I grabbed the wrong seed at the beginning, so wasn't exactly as prepared for that movement as I normally am, which is why I missed it, but relatively small time loss.
Ну, двигаться от первого лица нельзя, но смотреть можно.
From the power generators, so we're going to the sewers. I love the creative usage of the actual little poles right there to flick yourself and go into that instant sort of P speed.
And now we're supposed to go through
Так,
the sewers.
по-моему, это оно. Раз.
It's a little difficult. Give me a
Два.
couple,
so
3,
this is basically what
4,
Nintendo actually actively
5,
tried to remove from the game in
6,
this patch. This is called a roll
7,
cancel clip. You basically beautiful.
Very nice.
8.
That is a lot harder
С 8-го раза.
It is very difficult on this patch. You basically cancel your roll by
Блин, ну это 8-20, sorry, guys.
Ganon is now actually going to leave the room again because there's another room pretty close to this area. Very nice.
8-20.
Genius.
That was so filthy. That was
That
so
movement
good.
was amazing.
And then we just go right back. But yeah, it still ends up saving time doing that clip there because the maze section is quite a bit bigger and also has a different cutscene.
Не, подожди.
Like loading screen
Не.
position, so
Exactly.
And there's a lot of
Я неправильно, я по минутам считал, поэтому, получается, я неправильно написал. С 1 по 3, с 4 по 8, и, значит, с 9 по 20. Так что второй вариант правильно будет. Ну, потому что иначе два варианта выигрывают, и у обоих есть 8. Так что да, правильно будет второй.
Ganon rolled towards the wall, canceled the roll, and threw Cappy to the side, and then bounced off of Cappy to continue going where they needed to go.
Exactly.
Гонка в
And now one of the most beautiful parts of this game that we get to do in this run
Зимнем
to restore world peace and this
королевстве.
is the New Donk City Festival. Not only do you get great sound, but we will also be collecting some coins and
Четная цифра.
Yep, I love this part of the game.
Цифра или секунда?
Секунда,
Секунда, ладно.
Oh, yeah, this was good.
Секунда. Нечетная.
We'll let y'all just
Секунда.
enjoy the song.
That's right.
Мне не важно. Блин, ну, наверное, третий вариант поставим идеальное время. Ну или примерное время. Сейчас я попробую угадать время какое. Поставим время, которое будет в эре.
Yeah, there's a secret moon here, and again, this counts actually as one of those 8-bit moons. Again, we will be talking to Toadette a lot.
Время в эре у нас 52 секунды 0,9 сотых. Все-таки цифра в конце будет. То, что будет в конце счетчик, так что мы поставим 59. Так, где? 52,09. 52 секунды. 900. 52,09.
No, I should be good.
Очень нечетная цифра.
Okay, there we go.
Nicely done, Festival.
Nice.
It's another first-person instance, but there it's actually not the same time. It's just that there's an issue with Mario jumping there. So when you're in first person, you can't actually jump, so it just makes it so that I talk to her. That was close enough. You guys had it. You guys had it.
We might have to schedule another rehearsal to get that one down.
All right, now we get to make another choice.
Not quite. 2 more moons.
Before we leave.
Right.
Yeah, another super fun
Вот так
one,
вот.
kind of like the capture warps right here. Throw out Cappy, say, you wait there for just a second, buddy.
Yeah, another thing that's cool about that one is that the motion control that you do there is kind of a double purpose because I'm rolling, but shaking the controller also homes Cappy in on that pylon.
That's right.
So it does both.
And this right there is the tourist we talked about earlier.
That's right.
They would not have been here had we not talked to them in Sand prior. So now they're going to be moving on again.
Я не знаю точно, они сейчас пойдут в это королевство или нет, поэтому... А как только гонка начнется, остановим таймер, если как бы таймер не закончится.
Exactly.
52:09 время, это которое в ВВРе. Почти все справляются с очень хорошим временем, но угадать время — это что-то невероятное, поэтому будет смешно.
Yeah,
Right, and now we made that choice.
Another choice here. In Darker Side, it doesn't matter which one you choose, really. You can kind of just match on through. It depends
Четкая
on
цифра в
what
конце,
category
сори.
you're playing.
Четная цифра в конце, нечетная цифра в конце. Не обращайте внимания на опечатку.
Second, then that would have been a really big
That would have been
problem.
really, really bad.
And same thing with here. If we had picked Snow first, it would have been a big problem. But yeah, nothing to really report on with this decision. We can just mash right through.
With that, we got another big clip coming up here in just about a minute, but I think we have enough time for one donation, Nuclear, if you got a good one right here.
Да, тут может быть два победителя. Но что поделать? Победит тот, кто угадал точное время. Ну как нереально? Вэрит 5209.
Beautiful.
That was like
Perfectly
in
in time with the
sync
game,
with my
actually.
actual. That was insane.
That was a 2-for-1. That was a deal right there.
Вот эта комбинация. Только что донатер закинул деньги, его зачитали. Он сказал в донате «да-да-да-да-да». Спидранер поднял луну, и весь зал сделал. Вот эта комбинация нереальная.
You can actually technically buy more moons later, which is not allowed in this run because it's just there's like its own run for that to be used. But yeah.
Не, если выиграть время точное 0052.09, это будет, естественно, победитель. Вне зависимости, четная эта цифра, нечетная эта цифра.
All right. Ganon is going to attempt a third moon clip right here. That looks perfect.
Я думал поставить вот на этот клип, но он с первого раза обычно делается. С первого раза обычно делается.
Yeah, clap for that one. Absolutely. Round of applause for that one.
12 moons right there. Just keep.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to be revisiting Snow and going into those little hallways that unlock this area, but it's faster for us to just kind of skip all of that right now.
You'd see,
Yeah, because part of what makes the post game really fast is something called the Moon Rock. The Moon Rock is something that you break after you've achieved peace in that kingdom that kind of unlocks a brand new pool of moons that are really fast. And those hallways each have one extra after you've broken open that moon rock. So
Вот на этом создании мы будем гоняться.
So you can already see the movement.
Whoa. Hello.
Yeah, it's a little hard to control. Sometimes you just want to slam it up against walls and kind of ping pong your way down the hallway.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite strats, the pinball strat there in the.
Also, maybe for
И
the people watching online, you can give them like a rough
заканчиваем
estimate
через
of
3, 2, 1, заканчиваем.
some guesses,
About
you know?
51 to 55 seconds.
Okay, I mean, maybe someone in chat will get it right.
the 100
Та-да,
seconds.
та-да,
Would be quite
та-да.
impressive.
Пэп.
But yeah, definitely one of the more fun ways to obtain world peace in the kingdom. Just a little race.
Right. I don't know
Так,
why
но пока у него движения оптимальные.
They need
Тац,
this
тац,
fight
об стенку, об
because
стенку,
it's
оп,
important
оп,
to the Chivarians.
оп,
And Mario
оп,
needs to win.
оп. Оптимально, оптимально.
Never be peace.
There will never
Пока
be
что очень оптимально.
It is not.
Первый круг есть.
almost a 17 on lap 1. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, obviously, as you can
Пум,
see, the
пум,
optimization of it.
пум,
trying to hit off the
пум,
walls,
пум,
trying to, like, get those
пум,
perfect angles to
пум,
cut corners.
пум. Ой, не оптимально, нет, нет, не оптимально.
With that, we got one lap.
Нет.
Nuclear, you got a few
52
more
секунды, я
donations
думаю,
for us.
будет.
It was 2 or 3 this time.
Не оптимально, нет.
All right, I have $25 from Musa for
Что
Iowa.
происходит?
Ganon is smashing one of my favorite speedrun
И
categories.
сейчас мы узнаем время.
Only getting started. Has anyone else noticed they're going
Мы 51, 65 время. 51, 65.
Forgot to explain that. But
Jесть. Это нечетная цифра в конце, правильно? Все напишите, что это нечетная
yeah,
цифра.
pretty much. So there's a thing you can do in this game. We were talking about the seeds growing called daylight savings time abuse, where basically you make the switch clock jump forward.
Нечетная
using
цифра в
daylight
конце.
savings time in a time zone, and it makes the seed grow. That's
Basically, you
what
don't
that
have
is.
to go back into your clock because the time will change at that specific time anyway.
Complete.
So the seed will automatically
Перепроверяю, нечетная цифра в конце написана. И было 57, 65, да.
So if you ever
Верно,
wanna get
compatible.
an alternative idea
Готово.
for playtime hours for a speedrun,
Медленнее, чем на VR.
how many years
На...
are they?
True, true.
I am a good 20-something years.
На, быстрее, чем на VR. Слышь. Может, я не то посмотрел?
Few more moons here in snow before we leave. Gotta have those
Да, лол,
official
быстрее, чем на
shots
VR.
before we get out of here. You're coming over here for one of our first bunnies of the game. And bunnies, man, if you miss them, you lose.
Ну и все.
That's very true.
У меня больше ничего, не на что ставить. Все трюки кончились.
And speaking of, yeah, I'm telling you, birds, bunnies, fish,
Fishing.
they're somehow all the worst moons in this game.
All
right.
Да, для того, чтобы знать, на что ставить, надо ран вперед посмотреть немножко.
That is completely random. by
Там,
the way.
по-моему,
Just
еще
wanna
должна быть гонка.
point that out. The amount of times that I've been on good runs and lost like 30 seconds to the lake fish is
Yeah, I don't even know if I should feel good about this.
Так, это королевство. Та-та.
the lake fish is
Та-да.
Fish karma will get you eventually.
Заканчиваем
It
игру.
just has to. It's just it's the way of the game.
3 total fish that we're going to have to pull out of the water throughout the course of this run. 1 down, perfect RNG. But now we're on our way to Seaside Kingdom. Let's get in 2 more donations before we get into the meat potatoes of Seaside.
All right, we got $100 from Dest saying there once was an Italian
Пытаюсь найти,
farmer.
есть ли еще
Their
какая-то
Bowser
гонка.
was quite a bummer.
В ближайший час
They
вообще
collected
ничего не
many
будет,
moons
похоже.
and heard some great tunes, for it was done by a speedrunner. Love watching the run get destroyed live. Good luck and do the XD skip.
Okay. I mean, they donated $100. I think I have to.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, I have to. It's
Got
okay.
to. It's for the charity. Yeah.
True. XD skip for charity. I got you. Someone remind me in Moon just in case.
Yeah. So these rooms are originally basically supposed to be a test of the Pro Controller's Extreme Rumble feature. You're basically supposed to like kind of get a feel for where the moon is. The controller will vibrate, but obviously no hint out needed there. Runners just know where to ground pound.
Yeah, and it's also, those Rumble rooms can be a nightmare if you play without Rumble.
Right.
Because then you're just kind of like,
Just don't know what's
okay,
happening.
well, also, what am I doing?
Same thing with the fishing, by the way, too. The fishing is, it's a rumble thing. You're supposed to be feeling your controller to know.
Just,
To note, I'm very impressed when runners have really good seed movement. It's so hard to move Mario
right.
well
It's
while
the
you're having to
worst.
carry this package up a mountain.
Right, this might be a little bit confusing at first. We will be getting
Да, я не вижу
speed,
больше
but
никаких
not
гонок.
attaining it quite yet, because we will also be starting
Так,
our
ладно, тогда ставим на то,
World Peace,
что мы пройдем в игру во сколько?
where we have to defeat a very infamous boss, one of the most glorious
Игра
names
будет
to say.
считаться пройденной,
I
yes.
couldn't agree more. My favorite boss, probably
когда мы
just because of
отправимся
those
обратно на
things.
Землю.
Yeah. I don't even know if I know it off the top of my head.
Oh, that's okay. I
Сейчас
got you.
посмотрим.
Your mollusk enter the third dependable lane.
There you go.
Yep.
What he said.
That's not a joke.
Они не остановят таймер, поэтому это будет, возможно, не самый точный
Yeah, that is the name. I
прогноз.
just call
Но
him
мы
Moose.
можем поставить между какими-то секундами.
I call him the Seaside.
Так, в Эре у нас час 20.
Can I make it?
Час 20, 30 секунд. Ну, давайте на это и будем ставить.
It's okay. Oh, hello.
Oh, we might. He'll get the water back.
I got this. Gotta wiggle him.
The good
Okay.
old Gushin. This is actually what we are controlling right now. But yeah,
Yep.
basically they have a little bit of a water tank, and every time you actually collect the moon with them, it also refreshes.
Yeah, and something important to note is that their
Конец
hundreds
основной
of
игры через 30 минут.
at
Так что будем
whatever
ставить
you
на конец
spend
основной
on.
игры.
That's why we had to use that
Конец.
stone pillar to kind of raise ourselves
Конец
up.
игры.
Yeah.
There's like a hidden painting platform in this game. Like the paintings connect all the kingdoms, right?
Быстрее.
There's one painting that's kind of up in the air somewhere, like out of reach. But you can actually use that
Сейчас.
trick with the Gushins to
21
reach
минуты.
that platform anyway.
1 час.
Now, a theme of
21
this kingdom right here.
минута.
Oh, we're gonna get this
Тире.
Yeah.
I was not supposed to. I was
Yeah.
supposed to miss it again. Oops. Well, that ruins the joke. My bad.
1 час 22 минуты.
Now, a theme of Seaside
1
games
час.
generally
Ну, наверное,
is you
по
want
секунд.
to be
Вот прям,
safe
наверное,
in
надо
the
очень плотно
This
ставить.
is very true.
So you see
Давайте
this
поплот-
water
поплотнее
it has,
поставим.
again, it, like flood and
30
submerge,
сек.
sometimes it'll run out. But every single time you
Там,
get a moon
так.
or it goes through a checkpoint, that will
1
refill
час
its water. Every time,
22
like you were
минуты.
saying right there, you land on a platform, that resets its maximum height.
You can actually
So,
kind of hear the sound there, like of it refilling.
and now you got to babysit it by making sure it doesn't scare Captain Todd.
Yeah, and you also drop it down onto a lower platform.
Ну,
If the Gushin is too close to a story moon when you collect it, it despawns, which is actually what I used earlier in the kingdom to make it respawn back where I wanted it. But
No,
here,
just
I
not
dropped
different.
it far enough away from the moon so that it wouldn't despawn, because I actually do need it.
Again, and you will be using it even more when we actually do fight the boss.
Exactly. Also, I'm gonna do something that looks kind of weird. I'm gonna recapture it right now, but that's just so it doesn't despawn. I messed up the movement a little bit, and it's
Конец игры
right on the timer. Basically,
будет считаться, когда нам покажут заставку.
for a little bit, it
Мы будем считать по заставке.
go poof.
Когда покажут нам заставку красную, напишут Марио Одиссея,
That around because it does make
тогда будет замерено время.
things, very fast.
Замер будет не самый точный, но, надеюсь, не дойдет до секунд.
20 plus seconds in this area.
Конец примерно через 30
By not
минут.
being able to just fly through the air.
Exactly,
Удачи.
yeah.
геймеры.
Very clever use of the basically free moon refill. Also, we saw Ganon collect a checkpoint there, and sometimes we will be warping back to those later, but this is actually another instance of one of those achievement moons later.
Capture
We need a
little
certain
fast.
amount of checkpoints to be obtained to get one of those very fast moons later from Toadette.
Exactly. So I'm gonna collect a few extra checkpoints.
В эре указано, что там чел прошел за час, 20 минут, 50 секунд. Так что быстрее часа 21 минуты, скорее всего, не будет. Но посмотрим, может быть, чел гений.
And those Toadette moons you can get within like 7 seconds, so it
Yeah.
ends up being like a really fast moon for 500.
Exactly.
And this is the last button that we need to press here to actually trigger the boss.
Бабанк.
Beautiful.
Ну,
Ball was
что
so
сказать?
good. Cat
Надо
ball,
быть умнее.
being activated by having Cat be out in the ground and then rolling in.
Берегите пузыри с молоду.
in the air.
Looks beautiful.
Господа.
That's definitely the most aesthetically pleasing trick.
For sure.
But now we've got, what's this boss's name again?
Brigadier Miles Spencer, the third defender of Blaine.
Yes, we got him right here in 3 phases. He's got lava on his head. That has to hurt. But we're
Почему?
first of all,
Если
use
иметь
one
3 часа 20 минут.
to
Потому что
check it out. For the
мы
second
проходим
phase,
игру
you're going to intentionally swing
теоретически 2 раза. То есть игру, по-моему, можно то ли 3 раза пройти, то есть 100% это 8 часов.
Gushin right here.
Спидран.
Ground pound the head and
8 часов.
but it's actually
Идеального мувмента, знания, где располагается каждая луна и так далее, и так далее. 8 часов. Почти 9.
Exactly. He actually clips through the island here, which he is not supposed to do.
Beautiful.
Very well done.
Отличная победа над боссом моря. Осьминог. Бум.
It's so much time loss. Sometimes randomly there, he will actually just do that anyways.
Yep.
You just lose 20 seconds.
It's the worst.
Да, эта игра нереально долгая. Нереально
I
длинная.
hope they're in the audience if we got the timing down for this multi-moon. I want to see.
I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to feel it.
That's a negative.
People going early.
There you go. That's pretty good.
It was more like a wave kind of.
Yeah.
Лопок.
Seaside, it's theming.
Yeah, you know.
Anyways, donations. Let's read them. Nuclear, you got any? There haven't really been any donations, I think.
Spike, you'd be surprised. People are loving this run. Lots of donations. I have $100 from Shay saying, "Hey, Ganon, just here to remind you to do the long jump out of the crates." Seriously, though, love you, buddy. And good luck on the run. You've got this.
Only a couple of people will get that one, but that's an inside joke that haunted me for almost a year. So that's
Да, за час 20 проходится игра.
thank you, Shay.
То есть мы пробежимся по всем мирам и откроем все основные точки для перемещения, потому что сейчас наша задача открыть все точки. Потому что, когда мы откроем все точки, почти в каждом мире существует картина, которая позволяет переместиться в другой мир без загрузки вот этой вот, которая показывает капи, пропускание катсцен и так далее. То есть это сохранение времени. То есть оптимизация такая, что мы проходим игру, быстро открываем картины, и через картины быстро проходим оставшуюся часть.
Pool of Pepto-Bismol right here to get that beautiful spin pound right there and cut out 2 wall kicks. Beautiful movement.
I love Luncheon Kingdom. I think it's probably like my favorite aesthetic kingdom because it does something extremely unique. You know, when you get to the end of any game, what can you expect to see? A lava level, right? Lava is like
Так, еще раз теперь проверяю VR.
the game is getting to the end and it's getting
VR на таймере час 20-30, час 20 минут 30 секунд. В тот момент, когда он видит красный, видит красный экран с шапкой Одиссея.
Exactly. It ramps up the difficulty so much. I was struggling with that a lot.
I know. It looked really tough.
It is really unfortunate with that big moon lava cave at the end of the run, though. Unfortunately, we have to deal with that later.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there is some scary lava coming up. I forgot about that. That's true.
That's very true.
That's so true.
But yeah, now we only get 1 moon from Spirit. We got 3 earlier, but I guess the game knows we should be able to deal with this guy now, so now you only get 1. But it's fine. We still need to do this because you'll see here this will once again progress the kingdom a little further.
And Luncheon is a very progressive kingdom in general. Everything that you're doing in this kingdom is kind of opening it up and transforming it as you go along.
So progressive, dude.
Very progressive.
Very progressive.
Now gonna try to go for the insta capture.
Я лично пока что игру не прошел. Добрался до подводного королевства и не играю пока больше. Очень сложно играть в эту игру, на мой взгляд.
You can then knock the hat off and capture him in one motion, making for those beautiful insta captures.
Очень сложно.
Also genius enemy in general, the pan bro. The evolution from the classic hammer bro, but because we are in Luncheon Kingdom, they throw pans.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this game is loaded. Basic hammer bros.
Мне очень сложно управлять Марио. У Марио есть инерция. И
You gotta go to Galaxy 2 for those ones.
при наклоне стика Марио делает 2 шага, чтобы разогнаться. И для меня это слишком медленно. Я не могу привыкнуть к тому, что мне нужно 2 шага, чтобы разогнаться. Из-за этого каждое мое движение стиком, он куда-то дергается и пытается идти. А мне нужно, чтобы он сразу начинал бежать. С момента, как я туда направил, куда надо.
And you're generally going to see you can have these kind of slower, big vertical jumps right here, but you can also do these spin jumps to
Вот.
kind of corkscrew your
Такие дела.
way across the Pepto-Bismol right now.
Exactly. Basically,
А вы можете наблюдать, что очень маленькие платформы, и они очень маленькие.
they're a little faster. You go a little farther faster. But in a lot of instances, you do need height with the lava bubble. So
Ну, звучит правда несложно, и игра выглядит правда несложно. Я тоже не считаю, что сложная. Для того, чтобы пройти, не нужно там идеально. То есть, может быть, у тебя пойдет часов 8, чтобы пройти всю игру. Ну, на самый маленький процент, так сказать. Просто пройти. Но у меня само по себе бесит управление. Просто и все.
If there is a mustache
Вот, и
on
мне
you,
очень сложно.
please put it back.
that's
Yeah,
very
you,
true.
you probably don't want to eat that.
That is a
Не быть мне
lot.
спидранером Марио, к сожалению.
But our boss didn't think so, because they threw us right
Ну, то есть,
into their soup.
это как
Yeah, I'm not eating
играешь, когда в одну и ту же игру, ты чувствуешь управление.
That was really good.
Well done. Well done.
Spike keeps making
Прежде чем я начну чувствовать управление, ну, я как бы понимаю, что на это нужно время. Но когда после того, как я прошел уже 4 мира с облизыванием всего того, что я могу облизать,
Deal with the cookatoo.
и не могу до сих пор нормально управлять Марио, это дает мне сигнал, что это как бы я не смогу
And in my
играть в
opinion, one of
это.
the most annoying boss fights in the game to deal with.
Yes.
Mollusk and Cookatoo are just pretty bad, and they're in back-to-back kingdoms.
Meanwhile, we're going to be picking up a few easier moons right here. Look at another hint art. I think before we get into the inside the volcano area right here, let's read one quick donation.
I've got $100 from the bench friend saying, "Hey Mario, how are you? I just wanted to check in and see how things are going."
Да, если воды не удалились, вы еще можете попробовать посмотреть на моем канале воды. Я реально мучаюсь на этих стримах. Я сижу, играю 3 часа, потею, и мне плохо.
Yes.
It's very important to me that you aren't getting caught up in the fast-paced hustle of the modern world.
Надо проверить, кстати, воды сохранились или нет.
Thank you, bench friend.
Surely Mario isn't going fast right now.
Yeah. Oh, well,
That loading zone just said, I'm not participating tonight.
yeah. You know, it's okay. We all need some time off.
Now dropping down, going back into the cubby hole right here, corkscrewing directly into the moon. And there's a lot, we haven't really brought it up, but there's a lot of
Не, у меня ничего не сохранилось.
is doing by turning their camera all over the place. Because as is the case with a lot of video games, a lot of Nintendo games in general, wait a minute. With a lot, even Ganon's doing it now. During the story moons, you got time.
True.
Is that if something is not on camera, it does not exist.
Я не знаю, почему ничего не сохранилось, но у меня стоит сохранение водов. Ну вот так, как есть.
Also, I turned the camera down at the beginning of that sub area because
Ну, значит, не
there's
увидите.
the, lava pillars at the end off screen, so they don't move, and I'm able to get.
У меня типа есть записи 5-летней давности, а эти не сохранились, я не очень понимаю. Может быть, они Марио трут по какой-либо причине. Может быть, они не настроены опять или сломана настройка
I also had lunch
сохранения видео.
world record at some point.
Which is like the craziest one. Here we actually have something pretty cool. Oh no, this hasn't even come up yet.
Oh, it's so
Beautiful.
good.
Nicely done.
That's just proof. That what's fun about that movement is that is exactly what the Koopa free running segment is.
Yeah,
is
right.
You just do that and
Right.
you get it in like what 12, 13 seconds.
It's down to like 9 now.
My,
Nine.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, my last record was 965. Now I think record is 934.
Holy.
So,
What are you even doing there?
lots of funny. There's a funny like frame perfect thing at the beginning. There's
Ну да, просто ничего не сохранилось, unlucky.
Koopa free runners, honestly. Those guys are crazy.
I agree. Very fun to watch. But we got the crocodile fight now, and basically, depending on the phase, we are going to have to deal with a different sort of pattern from crocodile's attack.
Ну да, карик можно вернуть, правильно.
Swimming up, but now we got like some
И, в принципе, играть на карике медленнее, чем на дигитальной версии, поэтому все спидраны на дигитальных версиях.
And this is what happens when you eat
Вот, так что в любом случае придется, если хочешь стать спидранером, надо перепокупать. Покупать дигитальную версию.
Okay, maybe now I'll
Все спидранят на дигитальных версиях.
just move the mustache out of the way.
Gotta fish that out of there for
Ничуть медленнее, они там до 5 минут сохраняют.
Bit of seasoning.
Очень много сохраняют. А в ране на 3 часа, ты представляешь, сколько оно сохранит?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, I've got $7.27 from Pistachio Piper saying, "Hey Ganon, good luck on the run. Shame I couldn't be there, but I'm supporting you in spirit. Shoutouts to Kerbis54 and Manouche for making this run possible.
True.
And remember, don't do the long jump out of crate."
Oh my god. Wait, now I have conflicting donations. What do I do?
This is gonna get down to the wire.
Oh no. Well, that's like the long jump out of crates. If I were to do it, is like 2.5 hours into the run too. So that's like
There's some time to decide.
I've got some time to think on it. Yeah.
Но я точно знаю, что Марио этот,
Oh, so we need
и Марио, которая тройная версия вышла, там 64, Sunshine и еще одна, Galaxy.
99.99% of the audience is like, I have no idea what this means.
На ней не работает.
What makes it good, you know?
That's right.
Save the animals. I don't know. All right, now speaking, same as we saw with Cloud Kingdom earlier, we're supposed to be going to Bowser's Kingdom, but we're going to get cut off at the pass. They're going to be knocking down the Odyssey, and we need to take out.
Ус, вы что, их облизываете, что ли?
In order to get back in there. So, real quick, we're gonna
Я
be
не хочу этого знать, не пишите. Не пишите, чат, не пишите, не хочу этого знать. Ой, здесь есть луна, нифига, я не знал.
Fun little backflip right there. And we pop into this boss fight right here where we're going to be able to get another little Toad hint art for 200 more coins.
We reached the lands between.
Я думал, здесь всего 3 луны.
And now, nothing too special about this boss fight, even if though it is very extravagant. Not a whole lot can really be said. It's a very scripted fight. You just kind of dodge the wheels of electricity that are happening here. Ganon's going to take an intentional damage boost on top of the head, and that's just because the whole objective of each.
Все написали, все, кто написал, что делать со своими кариками, напишите сыпуку срочно. Или бан.
Just going to be repeating this 2 more times, so plenty of time for donations for this.
Right, surely no one has ever died here.
I've never done that.
No, never.
For sure.
Especially not in a race. Never. But yeah,
I'm
go ahead.
getting a lot of
yeah.
love for this run. $100 from Jesse Lockhart saying, absolutely loving this Odyssey run right now. Ganon is making the run look so smooth and so easy, and the commentary is top tier. Also, so overjoyed to hear the audience interaction with each moon get. And the chat is joining in and doing their
Вообще,
best. The energy of this event is giving me life.
вообще.
Same, Jesse. Big
Nintendo же недорогая.
I feel that.
И тем более сейчас, насколько я знаю, недорогая. Вот. Так что не так, чтобы это что-то редкое должна быть. Что, она подорожала с курсом, разве?
Oh
right.
no.
Из-за того, что нет ввоза? Но я не думаю, что из-за того, что нет ввоза, она подорожала. Уверен, ее можно где-нибудь за 10к купить, может быть, за 15. Ну, карики кому они нужны? А, подожди, а магазин закрыт? Блин, так вы наверняка регион можете поменять, как все белые люди. Регион же бесплатно меняется.
That is not a qualifying answer.
That was so funny, just like completely ignoring your initial question, just starting a completely different debate.
We can get in like 2 more donations because we're making our way to Bowser's.
Awesome. We have $100 from Anonymous saying GDQ is always filled with really cool stuff, but this Mario run
Даже
goes
так. Ну,
beyond
учетку региона
beyond
вроде тоже несложно
beautiful.
создать.
Ganon is on another level here, and I'm loving it.
Thank you.
I agree.
Also have $100 from Anonymous with a haiku. Lava bubble lore. A pool of Pepto-Bismol. Mario's woohoo!
Не, ну с магазина, понятно, 20 там дорого будет. 26к это у нас 400 евро. Вроде как. Ну или 350, что-то такое. С рук, я думаю, говорю, 15к, скорее всего, можно купить. Очень круто стилизированный мир. Самый красивый мир, я думаю, который есть. Ну, это как в Steam зайти и посмотреть на игры.
Absolutely, yep.
I
It's
wonder
one of
if that
the,
was an
the most
intentional
linear.
callback.
Не, ну Switch ради каких-то крутых игр, типа Зельда, Марио пройти. Потом еще Зельду выходили, которые на Wii U. Что там, Skyward Sword. Потом поиграть в старые Марио. Ну, наверное, большого смысла нет в старые Марио играть. В Одиссею разве что. Ой, не в Одиссею, в Galaxy. Потому что в Galaxy, по-моему, не поиграть нормально без на эмуле. Вот.
I honestly couldn't agree with more with that, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I honestly think the movement is gonna get even crazier when we get to the post game. There's like so much still coming.
О, не достал.
Because right now we're still going through these kings for the first time, but once we activate those moon rocks and there's moons everywhere, this run is gonna once again get to like another level.
Блин, по-моему, СС очень интересно играет даже без лора. Покемоны какие-нибудь, да.
Everything that's going on is just so slick. You had the dive back on the first shard in order to get back on top of the platform seamlessly and kind of continue your movement. And then there was the triple jump, wall jump.
Не, если нравится 2D Марио, то надо брать... Как она называется-то? Марио. Напомните, я не помню, я забыл, как называется это Марио. 2D Марио, короче, по которой периодически на ГДК делаются гонки. Рандомных карт. Там, где карты создавать можно. Я забыл, как этот Марио называется. Марио Мейкер, Марио Мейкер 2. Для 2D Марио это, ну, топ Марио, на мой взгляд. Для тех, кто еще не в курсе, мы поставили на концовку игры, потому что игра будет пройдена через 10 минут. Примерно через 10 минут мы пройдем игру. И мы ставим на то, что игра закончится в определенное время. Вот. Потому что больше особо не на что будет ставить. Сейчас будет конец игры, и потом только на окончание рана. Потому что в этой игре мы закончим... В этом ране мы закончим игру, и ран закончится не на завершении игры, а на сборе последней луны Darker Side.
That's a Valu, yeah.
3D Mario speedrunning legend Valu.
Valu's made 2 contributions to this game. That, and probably the worst thing that this game has, and that's Valu dives.
Right.
He definitely invented them for our discomfort.
That is very true.
It isn't infamous in this kingdom specifically, but that is just basically when you throw your cap out of like a backflip and then try to dive towards your cap, which usually
Идите работать, если слишком сложно. Ха.
When you do that out of a backflip, sometimes Mario just misses and falls into the falls down, and it definitely has killed more runs than people would like to admit.
Yeah, and I would be remiss to just kind of glaze over what just happened there. I don't know if you saw.
Справились с вернувшимся боссом.
There was a flying bomb, yeah. So that first phase, Harriet throws 2 bombs out at you in 2 different angles. Ganon kind of positions Cappy behind one and then stands behind the other so that Cappy can fling into the first one and then set up and throw Cappy into the second one.
Боссы повторяются, и немножко более усиленные варианты.
So we get that second hit in the second phase of that fight immediately.
Yeah, that's one of those classic.
Но мы ничего не боимся, легко разваливаем босса.
When you're shooting 2 bombs at Harriet at the same time, the game is just like, I have no idea what to do with the second one. So
We
it
were
just
not
kinda stays
anticipating
there.
this, yeah.
And we didn't even get to talk about this yet, but usually, obviously, as long as you survive, you'd think taking damage is not that big of a deal. But in this game, actually, kind of is, because every time you are not full life when you are collecting a moon, after you collect the moon, there's like a little bit of a cutscene that gets you basically back to full life, and that does actually lose some time.
It loses about 2 seconds.
Короче говоря, все время надо быть в full хп, потому что
Yeah, you'll see it after the cutscene.
Yeah, you'll see it right here. After
если у нас не full хп, то после каждой луны нам будет пополнять
the
хп.
moon refill animation.
It's because you watch it refill and then it has to move up to the
Yeah,
top
I don't
right
know
of the screen
why.
every time.
I don't know why they did that. Like, made you freeze while it happens, but they did.
I guess they want to show you that they're being helpful, but for us, they're actually not being helpful.
Nice move, only having to take out that corner straight right there. Very nicely done. And now we got some really fun blind movement right here where the
Каспер
game
уже был.
just doesn't want to turn for a while when you pop out of this pipe.
И Мека тоже
You
уже
don't
был.
know where you're going.
A little scary.
Меку вы еще увидите 1 июля.
I really like
Единственный русский спидранер, который прошел на ГДК в этом году. В этом окончании года, будет правильно сказать. Mecha Resume with Metal Gear Rising. 1 июля. Поздно ночью. Это будет, по-моему, утро для... Или середина дня для Америки. Так сказать, мини-прайм-тайм.
Not looking past that, it counts you as still being on the ground.
Right,
That's right.
that's not your actual cut bounce yet. And once again, using a little bit of a... I mean, I don't know if this is actually hidden, but if we do a little shake
Наблюдаем за самим спидранером, как он
from this Tokyo jump,
And
работает с контроллером в своих руках. Туда-сюда его направляет. Вы сохраняете пару кадров каждый раз, но это
when can we not
чисто для спидранера.
Dropping out for one more moon here, and then we have the coolest
Да, 1 июля.
in the game. Dangers. I'm gonna hand
А,
this
с
one
1 на 2. Я не смотрел в расписании точно где.
So we're about to fight Robo Brutal. This fight was designed with the Pokyo in mind. You know, you're set up to learn how to use the bird. You're supposed to use the bird to climb up the legs and shoot some bombs to, like, you know, incapacitate the boss.
Сейчас у нас будет драка с боссом, где мы должны использовать птичку. Но мы не будем использовать птичку, потому что мы умеем прыгать при помощи шляпы бесконечно. Бесконечно. Почти.
So that you can get this second hit like this. Now, same thing here, getting up on top of the boss. The boss is actively trying to push you off, and that's an intended mechanic so that you fall down and have to...
Босс постоянно нас пытается столкнуть. Но желательно нам не делать этого. Сейчас босс бессмертен, поэтому нельзя сломать этот шарик. И драка закончилась. Well played.
That's exactly how you want it to go every single time.
And it's one of those fights that can quickly spiral out of control because Ganon misses any of those quick spin pounds, those buffered spin pounds on the dives. All of a sudden, you're down on the ground. You've lost probably minimum 25 seconds.
It's a lot.
You basically have to wait for another Pokyo, another one of those little...
Если вы падаете на землю, вы потеряли кучу секунд. Но мы не падаем на землю, мы спидранеры. В принципе, все, что он заруинил, это первый скип и скип пирамиды, где он потерял, наверное, в целом в сумме, может быть, 40 секунд, может быть.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the climb at the very beginning is the hardest part for me still.
Now we got one more pretty easy moon we're going to get right here. Although casually, a lot of people probably found this moon about last in the game. You just got to notice this one is turned the other way, and whoop, that's a moon. Sure, there are 880 of them in this game.
Опа, еще луна.
We got a little bit of a cutscene right here. Let's fit in 2 donations from Nuclear.
At least.
Well, I do have word about these long jumps.
Oh.
Okay.
Летим на Луну. В принципе, и конец игры близок.
I have $25 from They the Aim saying long jump out of the crate. I don't know what it is, but I need to see it. Also have $10 from the Sound Defense saying I'm donating to say that Ganon should do whatever the jump thing is they're talking about. And I feel very strongly about this. The people have spoken.
People are voting on a poll. They don't know what the second option is. It's long jump out of the crate or save the animals. That's what they know right now. So we're long jumping out of that crate.
It's long jump or don't long jump. That's literally it. Yeah.
All right, so we're getting into Moon Kingdom, and Moon Kingdom has a section of this of the kingdom that's kind of like, I like to think of it as like the victory road.
Я не уверен, что мы будем проходить
The music gets really intense. There's lava everywhere. Your platform
лунную
challenges are all put to the test. At the end of it,
Луну.
you have to fight
В общем, Луну. Особо не будем проходить,
It's like
насколько я
the
знаю, но
gauntlet
посмотрим.
right before you're supposed to
В
face
принципе, у него есть еще 2 минуты.
We're going to be collecting a couple of moons
3.
along the way before we get there, just a couple fast ones along the way, like this bunny here.
Hello.
А, ну все-таки мы соберем пару лун.
It is worth pointing out, even though you can clearly see it, the gravity is not normal, which makes the movement a little bit more interesting. I mean, not more interesting, but just different compared to what we've seen so far.
That's right. A callback to the
Опять же, обращайте внимание, как прыгает спидранер. Прыгает в одну сторону, держит контроль в другую сторону. Так мы летим намного дальше.
That's going to be a beautiful triple jump. We get lots of distance from the vectoring.
Тройной прыжок. И при помощи шляпы добираемся куда нужно. Изи. Лэп.
That was a very good one. The intensity is really picking up.
Прыжок.
So you can see the cave over to the left side. This is the victory road that I was talking about. And again, where are you going?
Тут, в принципе, надо проходить куда надо, но мы не пойдем куда надо.
Moon.
Something like that.
Спидраним, короче говоря. Нет, не с первого раза.
Yeah, it's okay. There we go.
There we go. That's right.
А, со второго. Хорошо, хорошо.
Craziest part about
Нормально, нормально.
is that this trick was found before the game came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally like day zero.
It was found on like
Этот
early
трюк
release.
был найден до того, как игра вышла.
Hero, I think.
Так и не пофиксили. Но это сложно сделать, поэтому.
Honestly, it's the first trick you should learn because it saves so much time not having to
5
do that
minutes
moon
or
cave
something.
right there. There is thousands, literally thousands of people who have speedrun Super Mario Odyssey. That's the first thing you learn. And it's actually a very accessible trick, I tell people.
Yeah, Ganon did like a harder version.
I did a really hard version of it, but
there's an easier version.
there's an
Don't
easier
do what
version.
Ganon did.
Yeah, if you're first learning, don't do that. But I don't know, like check out a mid-level run or something. There's a really easy to.
Врываемся
Yeah, like
в комнату. И можно сказать, что финиш уже будет где-то в районе часа 22 с лишним, на мой взгляд.
That's such a fun opening to the fight right there because as soon as you put Bowser's hat on your head, that triggers Bowser to say, okay, I need to start running away from Mario. But because you're doing the spin, you're keeping the hat away from you.
Непонятно.
That's when it happens to time getting back to you. This game's so cool. This is one of the best speedruns of all time. So good.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and here in between these phases, runners like to just like show off a little bit because that flame attack that Bowser does there is basically just like a little ground scan. It doesn't really, like, you can literally roll over it. The tiniest amount that you're over the ground will...
Также для манипуляции мы держим камеру под определенным углом, насколько я помню, чтобы Баузер не прыгал слишком далеко.
Now, Ganon, without spoiling anything, are you going to go for the thing?
No.
You're not going to go for the thing?
Not,
Okay.
No, I got a donation to do XD skip as well.
Oh,
So
that's
so
true.
I have
That's
to.
true.
Oh, that would skip the XD.
Yeah, it would skip the XD skip. So.
What if you did it and then you jumped?
Может быть, даже 23 минуты.
I've never done the
Не очень хорошо
before,
прошел.
so-
Ну ладно.
Oh, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Unlucky.
Explain the thing when we get there. but
Yes.
We got
Yeah.
XD skip.
Well, we got to do XD skip, yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Хотя-
last sequence of the main
Сейчас посмотрим,
game.
сейчас посмотрим.
Such a cool moment, casually getting to play
Игра почти
yourself
закончилась.
right here,
Почти прошли.
riding on your shoulder.
Не конец спидрана, но конец игры.
So there's a lot of different mechanics going on here. You can slash your claws to get rid of the walls, but you can also shoot fireballs to take them out from a distance and already kind of get you going. Now, that being said, we're coming up on a 2D section here, which is infamous in the speedrunning community for like 17 different reasons.
That's true.
Right. One good one is the XD skip we're going to be talking about, but another one that's actually quite funny is that even though we just talked about the fact that we found a way to skip one of the biggest sections in the game before the game came out,
Skip
we actually didn't
XD.
know that you can run
Nice они его
this
назвали, конечно.
section by pressing one button for like a year.
Yes.
So that's kind of embarrassing, but now we know.
Nice little 2D skip right there. And what the XD skip is basically just doing that exact same thing right there.
Yeah.
It's not faster to do that, but that's why it's called XD skip, I suppose. Now,
Yeah,
you know,
pretty good. Pretty good.
still flat.
XD skip.
That I was kind of referring to, hinting at. Wasn't sure if it was going to happen. That whole 2D section can actually be completely avoided. Basically, because the stage is made of certain chunks that fall away, there are certain places where Bowser can actually stand on them, and you can use those platforms to kind of jump your way up on the outside. It is extremely precise, probably one of the hardest tricks in the game, so I do not blame Ganon for not going
Yeah,
for
I
it.
would call it the.
За что мут-то?
Right.
I've never gotten.
Еще ничего не заслуженный мут, еще не заслуженный.
It's ridiculous.
We got the final room of the main
Пока еще рано.
absolute jammer playing in the background as well. But we gotta destroy these pillars as fast as possible and get to the center.
Yeah, you can see
Ну не то чтобы не старался, может быть ему не везде повезло. Но пускай заслуженно получит. Тогда можно пожизненный дать, а так что? Он вернется еще.
And then we slash away at this final brick and to escape the moon, just gotta shoot out of this wire. And this would be the end.
Жесть. Ну я ошибся, конечно. Я думал, что будет немножко плотнее время. Я думал, что будет плотнее время.
I was gonna say we're only getting this is literally the beginning of the good parts.
That's right, that's right.
Truly.
Go
yeah.
grab yourself some water, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom. We gotta play the credits. Maybe we can get some donations in while we're doing
Exactly,
that.
that sounds good.
And then we'll get it right into the
Марио Одиссея за 1:24:05 где-то. Что ж, медленнее, чем за час 23 минуты. Unlucky.
So in honor of that, I have made a Roses Are Red poem. Roses are red. DSS is free. You should have long jumped out of crates in your 1 hour, 21 second PB.
Oh no. Oh no.
Lucid
oh,
and
Lord.
I are watching together and sending you the best of luck.
Thank you, Platty.
I also have
Так, ну и все на этом. Получается только на конец игры ставить. Я не знаю, что еще.
Cool to see how far you've come and
По-моему,
wish you
гонок
the best of luck.
особо не будет
Caitlin,
дальше.
Tyson, and Eve.
Ooh, thank you.
Also have $100 from Teleperia saying Super Mario Odyssey runs always blow
Но
me
я не
away.
видел. Я точно знаю, что должна быть еще одна гонка, но я не могу ее найти.
Plus, right off the bat, you get a frog with a mustache. Top notch.
На мотоцикле.
This is our final of our 6 seeds that we're going to be planting in the course of the run. Again, each of these growing after 20 minutes of in-game time. Oh, final 2
This is
here,
the
5
final
and
one,
6. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Swish.
All right, and it's gonna get
Если я ее найду,
because we're gonna have a little bit of a switch up with our moons, or what used to be moons.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're called moons in game,
Right.
but that doesn't look like a moon to me. So,
It's gonna change up our the clapping strategy a little bit, I think.
probably there.
I'd say the last one is
Just keep
whatever.
trying. You're at plenty of practice. Trust me.
Also, this is actually kind of hard to tell sometimes if you're not really seeing what's going on, but there's these tiles that you have to basically ground pound in order here to spawn that star or moon.
Yeah, think Mario 64.
Right.
Switch your brain off there.
Я помню, что в New Donk City еще есть на машинке катаются, но где?
In between,
Не могу
there's again
найти.
another hint out.
Yeah, we're actually not doing much here in Mushroom Kingdom. It's a little bit of setup, plant the seeds, go talk to that toad. If you miss talking to that toad, start the run up.
Yep.
Because that spawns in every instance of Princess Peach. Every one of those will have a moon that we want to get in the rest of the run.
Yep.
And this begins the painting chain here. Now, the painting chain is one gigantic loop. And the idea is that as we go through this, we're going to basically do all the kingdoms in the order, and we're going to loop back around to Mushroom Kingdom eventually.
Yep.
And this is really handy. It does a lot of things for us. First of all, it takes us to a new kingdom where we can start collecting more moons that we can get. Another thing that it does is that it completely cuts out the Odyssey. Every time you go to the Odyssey, you have to plug those moons in. You go through an animation where it like enters the orb, fills all that power up in there, and then then you fly away. You have to pick a new kingdom. All of that is completely eliminated if you just take the paintings. So it's saving us a lot of time by going through these paintings.
Love any instance of combining moons right here where in the middle of getting these notes moon, we're fast enough as speedrunners to where we can stop, talk to Captain Toad, get his moon, and then drop down and get the rest of the notes moon.
Right, and now that we actually have beaten the game and we have reached Mushroom Kingdom, we are going to be able to unlock this
Я не понимаю.
stuff, and this is the moon rock we talked about. So basically hitting this will spawn in a bunch of new moons into the kingdom. Some of them will be in those rooms we were supposed to complete earlier when we are actually inside the Shivarian hideout, and that's going to make that much more efficient.
Again, that spin throw, like you think he's going to miss it, and all of a sudden just like slaps it right at the last second. And now it is a race against Cappy. We need to get this moon before Cappy gets back and claims its prize. Oh, it's not even close.
Yeah.
We could get like 6 more moons before Cappy gets back.
Ну, может быть, этого и нет. Ну ладно. Тогда будем стоять на границе игры. VR 3.03. Давайте посмотрим ПБ спидранера. У Гэнона 3.07. Время, которое он поставил.
But
3.20. Получается 13 минут запаса. С тем, что он игру пошел на час 20. Ну, наверное, после 3:10 будет время, как минимум. 3:10, да.
You will literally be getting like 2 or sometimes even 3 moons at the same time. Moons are going to be literally everywhere.
Yeah, you probably already noticed that moon collection rate is ramped up a lot.
3:10.
Little under a minute 30 into the run, and I left main game with 147 out of the 500 moons.
Yeah, exactly. And now we're back here.
Между 3:10
actually entering those rooms now. That
и
we're supposed to unlock the access to actually doing the little race that Ganon already did some time ago, and now those rooms are going to be much more effective.
And chat, I always have to remind you that this is Best Peach.
Так.
Second Peach is definitely the best one right here. Thank you. I
Someone
can't believe
agrees.
there's only one person in the crowd who agrees with me.
Oh, hello.
Chat, I want to know, what is your favorite Peach costume in
And
this
why
game?
is it
There's a
Metro?
lot of
Why is
Минут.
it Metro?
Seaside's my favorite personally.
Больше 3 часов.
I really love the overalls.
15 минут.
That's fair.
Good number 2. Those pink boots, she rocked.
Вот и все.
What's your favorite Peach?
I love the kimono one with in Bowser's.
We literally have all said
That's interesting.
I mean, to
We've
be
all got
fair,
good taste.
I think Bowser's is number 2 for me. It's really nice.
Kimono's your number 2. What's your number 1?
Что, дальше мы будем проходить миры примерно в обратном порядке. Или в том порядке, в котором у нас картины будут нас вести, потому что мы будем прыгать из картины в картину и собирать все луны, которые находятся на темной стороне. Темная сторона — это там, где мы заходим в куб. Насколько я помню, надо зайти в куб, и тогда мы собираем луны с темной стороны.
Right, I was going to say, like, usually what happens here after getting this moon is that entrance has...
Но я не помню, какое количество в общем надо будет собрать.
Cutscene just doesn't play now because
По
we-
большей степени будет много маленьких оптимизаций.
Additional moons in here, so you
Просто
get
знание, опять же, и расположение всех лун.
obviously fast. Yeah.
Ты знаешь, где они располагаются, и, в принципе, все их собираешь. Все достаточно просто.
Hello, I'm confused as to how that happened.
That's our little bit of
О,
content right there. Really
чуть
good
не
back
вылетел.
save. So the game is confused right now. It thinks, oh, so you've already beaten Snow Kingdom? Okay, well, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to fight Rango up here. He's the only one of the bunny bosses we did not fight a second time. The lore is that that was Rango under the ice.
Right.
Dangerous came up with that joke, not me.
Yeah.
That's the Dangerous special.
I was
Так,
about to say
наверное,
that. Like, I was
самое
about to
время
say,
пахту поставить в холодильник, она нагрелась.
But yeah, no, so the moon he just picked up right there, that is supposed to be for defeating Rango.
Не, Марио у них в прайм-тайм, считай. Они начали в 11, они хотели начать на полчаса раньше, но вот начали в 11. А нет, даже пол 11. Так бы они в 10 примерно начали. Вот. Ну, начали, во сколько начали, что сделать? Ничего не сделаешь. Сачку попью, значит.
A whole schwack load of things could probably go wrong. We're very fortunate that it doesn't like crash the game or something.
Right.
Because if it did, then the speedrun would not work anywhere close to the way that it does for us.
Exactly.
It was like a max range spin for it.
Забавно, что мы проходим игру, абсолютно ее ломая. Не предназначено передвигаться из мира в мир таким образом, где ты просто не взлетаешь на своем космическом корабле. Но вот игра позволяет это сделать. И мы этому очень рады, говорит Dangerous. Потому что это открывает возможность спидранить эту игру таким образом, как они это делают. Лед закинуть.
Yeah. Canonically true.
And we're not depossessing it. We're just getting the moon and leaving. You can do that. We're okay with it.
It's really funny. It's like the monitor is basically just paying you to not tell anyone.
Listen, man, I need this.
I've waited my whole life for this.
All right, that is our foray in the Snow Kingdom. We just have to leave and continue the painting. Now, the way that we're supposed to get to this painting is to get one of those Taifus, the enemies with the tornado ability, and blow one of the wooden staircase platforms over to this area here. But instead, Ganon's going to do just something a little bit tricky.
Oh, first.
Oh, no.
Save.
Are you kidding me?
What a save.
Are you kidding me? That was more impressive that you got it on the save.
Wait, so what is that trick called again?
Blowy Noe.
Oh no.
Because he doesn't use the blowy
Сливки,
Noe.
пахта,
Yeah, the
сливки.
Taifus are called blowy
Чё?
joeys by the Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning community.
Никаких
That's where
сливок.
that came from.
Me neither.
Taifus have been in all sorts of Mario games, and I'm not sure they were called blowy joey
I
before
feel like
that.
it's a Nycro thing, but
I
I'm not
think it's a
convinced.
Nycro.
That sounds right. That
I'm not
sounds
gonna
like
lie, I thought that was their canonical name.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
It
I've ever
does
heard
sound
them
like a
called.
kind of
Blowy
Mario
Joey.
game.
The Odyssey
Right.
propaganda is working. This is fantastic.
So we're actually doing Dino Skip now.
Beautiful backup. Oh
After
my
like
god.
90 minutes, we used to do this at the beginning of the run, but Ganon obviously skipped that with the new jump up the wall.
That's right.
Still doesn't completely escape us.
Cascade 2 is one of my favorite splits in this
Same.
entire run. I think it's because of the sub-areas. We haven't really talked about sub-areas. I think we've done a couple so far.
They're mostly backloaded in this category.
Yeah, most of them are in the later part of the game. But basically, sub-areas are these areas where, like, you open a door or you go in a pipe, and it's kind of separated from the main kingdom and it's got like a, almost, think of like the secret areas in Super Mario Sunshine. It's like it's its own thing that exists, and every one of those is going to have 2 moons in them. And we just so happen to pick the fastest ones for this category. But, like, I love them personally because a lot of them have, like, just, like, crazy movement. You can really get into the nitty-gritty of them, and you can, like, try and do the just that one sequence as fast as you can. So some of them are really impressive, and hopefully
Pretty sure there's like
see.
all sub-area speedruns that are gonna
Обезжиренные сливки. Блин, разве...
Also a small difference in sub-areas. There's the ones that are like behind doors.
А разве...
The ones behind the classic like green Mario pipe. But once you hit that moon
Разве смысл сливок не в том, чтобы они были жирные?
like a moon rock resembling, you can actually see it on the screen right there, a pipe that allows you to enter them, and we will be entering some of those.
We're entering one right after I capture this chain chomp, which is also for the...
Да, у нас в Эстонии продается пахта вообще изи.
One for 40 separate captures, and
У нас малочки получше.
so that's the
Но у вас тоже много разнообразной малочки в целом.
two that I will just be capturing just to get that 10 edge.
Exactly. You lose like 1 second capturing this random chain jump, but you're gonna get that 7-second moon for it later, so it's really worth it. This is one of those moon rocks up. It is absolutely beautiful. A cloud boost there from the small cloud.
Не, Darker Side это даже не 50%, насколько я помню.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, wanting to avoid the cloud platforms, because if you're too close, Cappy will sort of snap to them. He wants to hit the different cloud platforms. It's supposed to
То есть мы соберем большое количество лун, и это будет не 100%. Напомню, 100% ран больше 8 часов, около 9. Этот ран у нас 3.20 at max. Cap.
This moon can be extremely annoying for that exact reason.
Well, he hit all of them.
Yep. The clouds sometimes just magically attract Cappy, but looks like we're safe for now. Okay. You can bomb quite easily as well. It's definitely the moon, even though it doesn't look maybe that bad, but
Ну, из того, что я научился в Марио делать, это точно отпрыгивать от шапки. То есть один раз через раз у меня точно это получается делать, и, ну, нормально. Спидранерская страта несложная. Но вот управление Марио мне вообще никак не дается.
not very well play tested, I would assume.
Another place where it's really nice that because we were sequence breaking the game early on, like that moon that Gan just collected, that's there normally.
Yeah.
So going up and going through this whole 8-bit area, maybe not worth it just for that. Maybe it's not worth it to go through for just
Азуар. Да нет, просто
but because you're getting both of them at the same time, that trip
не дается мне Марио, все. Не во все же игры будет получаться играть.
You've got like 6 hours.
I have a cable. I should probably use that. I'll get it out eventually.
Кажется, у спидранера садится контроллер.
It's okay. I swear.
Блин, кажется, эту звезду я не собрал на носу.
We'll figure it out.
It's a race against the clock. It just adds more suspense, you know.
I think, yeah.
Да, слэшеры тоже не мое.
I'm pretty sure that dies after 1 hour though. So
Oh no, the Lock
Yeah.
2 incident.
It's okay. You're on pace for a world record today, right?
definitely.
You're going to get record by half an hour?
Yeah, like 30 something minutes.
It is worth pointing out that they've been calling this the summer of darker side, that this is going to be a summer where many of the top runners in this game, including Ganon, are trying to become the first...
Как же долго будет хлопать чат. Игра еще... Ну, вообще наполовину прошла.
A positively bonkers time. A lot of their sums of bests are like
Just below that,
259, like barely.
Mine's a 259.18, so you know it's like it's getting there, not quite possible
Yeah,
yet.
losing like 40 seconds-ish in a 3-hour run is pretty crazy.
Yeah, basically unheard of. But we're you know, as a collective whole, we're pretty much on the horizon of it. It's going to happen one day.
It's been proven to be possible for like a long time, but it's
Yes.
obviously extremely hard to do.
Yeah, current world record holder, and I think we would be remiss to be, you know, representing Super Mario Odyssey on the big stage like this and not mention Tyrone 18.
Right.
That's so
current world
true.
record holder has probably the most passion for this game out of anybody on the planet times 10. Yeah, that guy is just insane. If you're not already following Tyrone 18 on Twitch, absolutely do so.
Oh, hello.
Рекомендует нам подписаться на канал спидранера, который держит World Record по этой категории. Да и, в принципе, я так понимаю, по многим другим можно проверить, если интересно, на www.speedrun.com.
Also, Nukes is correct with Kimono Peach is best Peach.
Okay.
Also, $25 from Chocolate Dave saying donating for best Peach costume, which
Пу-пу-пу-пу.
I've been told is Pauline.
Ау. Клэп.
Right, Bowser's 2.
Yep.
Very fun, in my opinion, especially when we head towards the top, which has completely changed now from the Mecha Brutal boss fight. There's some very, very nice movement there.
Yeah, and this is super fun movement right here. So you're gonna go in here, grab this.
При посещении локаций во второй или в
Some free coins.
раз,
And then Dave,
они меняются.
you do this and
Ну,
you're around.
не во второй раз, а после того, как ты босса побеждаешь. Просто на этом стадии мы не были второй раз после того, как босса победили.
There, and then, yeah,
Потому что дальше мы отправились на Луну.
all the way over to this pylon, just squeaking in there.
Жестко.
Well done.
Threw in the rainbow spin in the air, which is by pressing A as soon as Cappy comes back to you, that gives you the little rainbow spin, and that allows you to just suspend yourself a little bit longer.
Very nice way of hitting the moonrock there, so with the spin pawn instead of using Cappy.
Вот куб можно найти почти что на каждом уровне, и нам показывают темные
And another hint out.
звезды.
We will slowly start to actually make use of these hint arts. We
Как
did
бы
that.
параллельный мир мира.
Revisiting the kingdoms now that we've seen the hint art, they will be spawning. One interesting detail about it is that the moon color will actually be different if we're collecting a hint art moon because it technically belongs to the kingdom we looked it.
Ну ничего себе, мы здесь плаваем.
That's right. We've actually already encountered one. We were in Cascade
Right.
Kingdom just
Wow.
now, and that one belongs to Lake, and it was a different color. And,
Right.
We'll try and point them out as we see them.
And obviously, you're trying to
Хлоп.
optimize what is the slowest spot that you need to go from before you warp away. You're going to see, particularly here in Bowser's Kingdom, but all throughout the post game, doing moons in chunks. Here's that kimono Peach we were talking about. Look at the accessorizing in the hair. Oh, showing off the boo pin.
Да, в
Flawless.
темных
Got the
будем находить
I'll be
Peach,
having to plug that in
постоянно
sometime.
переодетую во что-то другое.
I'll figure it out.
Do you want me to help you?
That would be nice.
I'm just going to put this down.
Thank you.
Напомним, что у спидранера садится контроллер, и Спаки это поможет ему воткнуть.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Invalidated on speedrun.com.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is to just like plug it in sections where I don't have a lot of motion control, something like that. I'll figure it out.
Could also plug it in.
Yeah, there's ports on the side too. Yeah,
Good to know, yeah.
yeah.
Спаки это изучает Switch консоль.
Why that happens, by the way, I just saw that again, like the heart counter being like tilted.
Oh, I have no idea. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Thank you. Oh, that's one of the funniest things that could have happened because I think we were literally talking about that before the run.
Yeah.
I said like, yeah, I charged it. Oops, I definitely thought I did.
Oops, no charge.
Intermingled within all of the Pauline is the best Peach conversations, there was some, hey, did you charge a controller? We'll be fine.
Yeah. I guess I'll get some charge in now. Just gotta not shake super hard so as to not dump my entire Switch off the table.
Главное сильно не дергать контроллером, иначе
That's probably
можно
a bad
Switch
idea.
отправить вдоль стола.
So creative moon routing right here in the route. We're actually going for this bird moon.
Hello, he's
But
gone. unfortunately,
unfortunately, it's a little bit random. But a nice trick right here. If you have troubles with the bird moons in this game, if you make it run away and then you go to first person, it'll
Интересный
spawn
трюк.
the bird on top of you and then instantly capture it.
Right.
And then we use this
Хороший бэкап.
conveniently
Круто.
just takes us
Не
to
приходится
the
перезагружаться, там искать снова
and use it to
ближайший
get-
чекпоинт.
There's a whole like Pokio puzzle. You can see that there's
То есть мы благодаря первому виду заставили птицу еще раз заспавниться и заклепались в нее.
Right there on the map too. It all connects so well.
Love this triple jump right here to actually just get on top and even hurdle over the spikes right there. Drop off Cappy because you know what's going to happen.
nice little capture warp.
We knock this painting off as well before we make our way all the way up again. Spawns another moon in.
Yep.
They're making our way up to another bunny coming up right here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
fun
technical.
fact, I missed this one in a run the other day and I lost 40 seconds.
Yeah, this one is a pain. Like missing any of the bunnies is just the worst, but this one probably takes the cake. Like if you miss
Yeah.
this
Right.
one at the beginning, they jump off the side of the roof and it's just over.
Yeah, they're just gone. You cannot catch them.
But
Also,
of course, the other
poor
one goes
bunny,
down
dude.
with no problem.
True.
I really like that how they're right next to each other. One of them gives a moon and one just gives one coin. It's
Yep. That was a nice strategy to take care of it.
Два
Basically,
кролика, один дает монету, и другой говорит луну. Если вы не заберете кролика с луной, то получается вы потеряли 40 секунд.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the birds are
Easy.
This is a little bit hard to find
A little
sometimes.
further to the left.
left,
Surely we will
left,
eventually get it.
left,
Down.
Forward.
down. Okay, down.
I swear there's a moon. There's a
Further
moon.
left. And
I
then
swear
further
there's a.
down.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Oh,
Controller in the bird.
Коп спидран, коп спидран.
Yeah, I think that's what was intended there.
Okay, now it is a co-op run. I helped on that one.
Yeah, that's
Basic.
yeah. You can submit this to SRC as your run at this point.
It will beat my PB, I guarantee.
Hopefully.
One of my favorite sub areas coming up right here. So this is another one of those like, okay, use the capture, do some puzzles, and reveal the pathway so that you can get to the end. Instead, what Ganon's going to do is just put on this switch. It opens up the moon reveal up here. And then we're just going to go ahead and skip all the puzzles on the left, skip all the puzzles on the right. No more P-switches, none of that. We're just going to jump into this little window.
Oh, the up throw. Oh, this is going to be so good. Diving into the up throw, giving you the air.
О, жестко. Очень хорошо было.
Love it, love it, love it. Do it again.
Growing up has never been this good.
Go back and do it again.
Вернись и повтори. Сделай лучше.
The intended, like, I guess, puzzle of it is they want you to stack up a bunch of Goombas so you can then jump out of it and bounce on them. Or you're Mario, you can jump.
Yeah, no one has time for, like, using the intended mechanics of the game. It's kind of boring.
And that's it for Bowser's Kingdom. We're going to head off to Seaside next. Probably got 1 or 2 donations.
Yeah, love it.
С Баузером закончили.
Yeah, we have
Дальше подводная.
saying best Peach, every Peach. Putting this toward Peach in Mario Party. And did you know, chat, that after this run is Mario Party, and you get to choose which character Duck uses.
После этого спидрана будет Mario Party. И если вы задонатите, вы сможете определить, какого персонажа будет играть спидранер. И Варио как раз позади Пич.
20 minutes has passed since we planted in that pot. It's actually an interesting story is that one of those pots actually takes an entire hour for the seed to grow. And had we planted it in that pot, then we would be kind of in trouble. Like we wouldn't have gotten back in time for it to be fully grown.
Even though Seaside actually is one of the few kingdoms that has an additional way to get these seeds grown a little bit faster.
That's
to get
true.
Those gushions and basically water them.
That's right, because what makes flowers grow if not water?
Indeed.
Это дата на свитче поставлена, 24 минут.
To hit both the second and the third treasure chest by basically having Mario's Tushy on the second one right there. Very creative stuff that the community's been coming up with.
It's awesome.
Yeah, nice SM64.
Yeah, in general, I want to say if you are a fan of the Sandbox 3,
Не представляю, как будут ладоши болеть после этого спидрана.
Tomorrow night, Super Mario Sunshine 120 Shine, one of the best speedrun categories of all time. And then SM64 120 Star on Saturday. Absolutely stacked for your Sandbox Mario.
You really couldn't ask for anything better.
And we just hit one of those birds, which are also going to be related to one of those Toadette moons. Those birds are basically flying around the kingdom on like a set path. And the route basically plans on meeting them on a certain point. So sometimes you basically have to play fast the entire time. You can't really make any mistakes or you will miss one of those birds. This will be especially important later and stuff when we go back to Wooded, for example.
One thing I just thought about real quick for the route. I believe the next game is going to be Lake, so you need to buy the pirate outfit.
Oh, I do need that.
Yeah, so I think you should get that maybe after you warp back up to the lighthouse.
I don't warp to the lighthouse. That's not on the route anymore.
Okay.
So I guess I will warp to the lighthouse in the pirate outfit.
Yeah, just throw it in somewhere. Yeah, I was thinking about that as we were talking.
Thank you for reminding me because I just did not remember that. That's okay. It's not that big of a detour.
No.
Okay.
We were so focused on Peach's outfits.
Мы должны купить
Again, this is all stuff because of like one misclick.
пиратский костюм зачем-то.
Can affect the route in a lot of different ways. It's also worth pointing out that there are
Okay.
You might question, like, is coin routing kind of tight in this run? For years, it was not tight whatsoever. You needed 1,000 coins. You could sneeze and get 1,000 coins in this game.
Right.
Now it's 1,400 because you want to have a couple of extra outfits in the
We'll
route.
see why soon, basically.
Yeah, the outfits are tied to Toadette as well. I think there's like a certain amount of outfit-related moons that you need to get in order to get another Toadette moon. And there are a couple of situations and scenarios that are like that. You know, we're saying that a lot of the moons in the post game are like 19 seconds at maximum. Some of them do dip a little bit higher than that.
Мы вроде около 500 собираем.
Oh yeah,
Опа,
we're
ОБ.
that's another creative way of getting out of bounds, by the way. That's the fish clip.
Yeah, I did want to talk about that one specifically, but finish your point.
Oh yeah, but yeah, there are some moons that we'll do that are like a little bit slower, like the slot machine moons, for example. They're a little bit slower, but because you combine all three of them together and get a Toadette moon for free on top of that, the value of all of them is so much faster as well.
But just quickly about the fish clip, because that was also once again found by Tuval, who you basically hear in like every second run at GDQ. And even though he gets like credit all the time for like Spyro and like SMS Gelato Beach Skip, he has been massive for this game. Like he found like so much stuff. In
Very
Odyssey.
true.
And don't buy another, man.
Yep, we're good.
О, костюм клоуна.
Dang, that's crazy how that one misclick, like 15 minutes in the run, is
Yeah,
just like
I'm so
coming back
sorry.
to
I was
bite me.
trying to remember. I was like, I think now Lake's going to be after this. Because again, all of the paintings, all the Kingdom revisits go in a different order now because of just which one we went in what order.
At least now we have more pirate outfit gameplay than ever.
Yes. And the pirate outfit, one of the best costumes in the game.
True. Snipe the bunny.
Ooh, the dive right on the bunny.
Доснайпили кролика.
Crowd's going like,
Easy, easy.
why is the post game so powerful? Don't worry, because in this 8-big section, you don't got 1, you don't got 2, you don't got 4. That'd be too much. We got 3 power moons down here in all the 8-deck glory.
Okay.
Nice crouch jumping right there.
Остался час спидрана.
Not only are you guys clapping a lot, and not only are we collecting moons at an astounding rate, but because we're not visiting the Odyssey anymore, they're just collecting on the left side. I don't know if you noticed. And they're very slowly taking over the screen. In this category, and the way that we do the painting chain, they're going to collect in such a number.
It's not plugged in?
That, that's interesting.
Is it not plugged in?
We're going to be collecting
Everyone's
them.
like, Spike screwed it.
Батарея садится.
I think you did.
Being accused live on television.
Can you try putting it in one of the side ones instead? Yeah, just try a side one. This is awesome.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Hold on, is the red on? No, hello? Is it just not? Is the cable broken?
I do have a Pro Controller upstairs. If everything
В
breaks.
смысле время окрошки?
Pro controller on set, stat.
Thankfully, it's a Nintendo Switch.
This is so stupid.
Not exactly
As we're collecting moons, we're also still collecting ways to get out of bounds.
But I
by the
missed
way.
it.
Yeah, that one was a tough one.
Мы пытаемся выйти в ОБ здесь, кажется, снова. Не, не под... Не,
Basically,
окей.
what was supposed to happen there is that as the chest opens, it can kind of push you out of bounds. But we didn't get it. It's okay.
That's okay. Just kind of got.
Дук должен был нас вытолкнуть, но не пошло дело.
Out of bounds and kind of grab them from, the
A
depths,
better
but
position,
can't always make that work.
Some super tough movement we're going to try to go for here, where we keep the camera pan down so that this terrifying eel doesn't want to come out to play. Oh my
Jesus.
I don't think I turned my camera down fast enough at the beginning, but that's okay. I can just damage boost through him. Oh, or he can leave.
Yeah.
That's the other option.
Optimally, you go through there, you don't have to wait at all, and you never take damage. Because again, as we stated, every time you take damage and then you get a power moon, you're wasting like 2.5 seconds on the health refill and then moving to the top right. Might not sound like that much time, but over the course of 500 power moons, you can lose many 2.5-second sections of time.
And that's on top of like taking damage sometimes make stuns Mario. You fall.
Ugh.
Of course, that's never a good idea either. So. But yeah, the moons, as we were saying before, the moons that are collecting on the side of the screen, they're going to be so numerous in this category as we go through the painting chain that the game's just going to
Beach на пляже.
I'm kind of glad that that's
Фан-сервис.
like, taking over the entire screen or something. But yeah, eventually it's just going to say ... and we're going to have absolutely no idea how many moons we're collecting.
Yeah.
But also, that comes with a very satisfying moon dump. After the entire painting chain is done, we're going to dump all those moons into the Odyssey all at once.
It's gonna be good, yeah.
Very satisfying stuff.
Yep. So yeah, now we're in Lake. Normally I'd be going into Wooded right now, but because I misclicked earlier, we basically just the positions of Lake and Wooded swapped. It also means I get Lake fishing out of the way earlier.
Yeah, but at this point, everything else is fixed. Like, Ganon's got everything else that he needs. Just going to be doing it in a different order.
Oh, boy.
This is the worst moon ever.
Oh, boy.
Nothing
Hello.
is fish.
Hello.
Did get lucky on the snowfish earlier, so this is not expected to go
He's
well. but
looking
maybe-
at us.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, and
Okay,
it was
that
first
is not
try on the
bad.
RNG.
Okay.
There's only one fish left, so it's not a good one either, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is interesting though how these paintings basically, they don't point towards a specific kingdom, they point to like the position of the kingdom, so yeah, because that choice was made, it changed a little bit.
Nice usage of the spin throw right there for almost more of its kind of intended usage.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to get a bunch of notes underwater very quickly.
And that's before we open up the moon rock. And I think we're going to be doing a collection of just some of the fast moons around Lake Kingdom, doing a couple, you know, cleanups. So we probably got some time for some donations if we got any in.
So we have $20.44 from Cindy saying, Ganon, it's been such an honor to watch you grow as a speedrunner over the past couple of years. Watching with Piper, and we've enjoyed every moment. Keep it up, and good luck on beating Trevor's side. If you know, you know.
Oh my lord. Thank you, Cindy.
Also have $25 from Evan saying, collecting these moons is a snap when Ganon is wearing the cap.
Даже маленькие прыжки он таймит таким образом, чтобы развернуть в правильную сторону и чтобы дальше пролететь. Жесть.
So she gives you a moon. Now one of my favorite sub-areas in the game. They want you to capture one of these frogs. No, we are saving the frogs today, and we are going to just jump across all of this purple Kool-Aid right here. Any of this would end our life.
It's a one-hit kill, yeah.
Big jump across. Gotta land on that platform just in time.
Жесть. Исполнение на кончиках пальцев.
We gotta get back to the platform.
Yeah, dying here would still be pretty
Okay, that was weird.
unfortunate,
We're
but
good.
this is
Okay,
pretty
there we
good. And the
Okay,
double
we're all-
moon
Oh,
is the
man.
reward.
Как же сильно исполняет спидранер. Это было очень красиво.
Moons for that one.
Yeah, basically the key one is the extra one, and we just collect both of them at the same time.
Exactly, yeah.
Again, you did say Seaside Peach was your favorite, so we get the back-to-back right here.
Mm-hmm. Hello. That's a wall. Maybe don't do that next time.
And again, coming up here on the next moon, this is where we're going to see the payoff for having that pirate outfit. There's an NPC over here. She's just like, pirates are cool. Here's a moon.
Yep.
Yep.
There's like 5 different moons in this kingdom that are impress a lady character, and they give you one. So there's the Princess Peach back there. There's one for showing off a cheap. There's one for talking to her in her secret little room. There's this one right here. It's a great thing.
Right.
5 мун, 5 лун в этой игре дается за удивление девушки при помощи костюма.
But another one is the one that Ganon is going to be doing here. You are supposed to only enter this room with a specific outfit, but holy, okay,
That is
that is actually crazy.
Первого раза жестко.
This is really hard to do. But yeah, you're supposed to have an outfit to get into this room, so this counts as an outfit room, outfit moon, and Ganon just got that instantly. That was very impressive.
Вообще, чтобы попасть в эту комнату, нужно... Замок сейчас там остался. Нужно купить костюм. В принципе, это недорого, но у нас нет денег.
Putting the camera in that position, you can talk to Maddie.
We're good.
Okay, there we
Control
go.
controller saved.
That was making me really nervous. I was like running through all those scenarios in my head where it's like, what if I die in midair over a pit? You know, it's like that's what my brain was doing to me. Like when my controller dies in midair. Okay, we're good.
I also do want to, like, Ganon doesn't want to say it because it makes it sound like, oh, gamer crying about controllers. This game, I'm just saying, is harder when it's plugged in.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's just because of the motion controls. I have dumped my Switch off my desk multiple times from trying to play with motion controls, so I am being very, very.
Well, now you don't have to
very
worry.
nice.
It's not plugged into your Switch.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
going.
that's a
You'll
great
yank
point.
the entire stream with you.
Oh, yeah, that's a little more important.
What? Who said woo? Someone's out here chaotic evil. This is good. Another awesome sub area.
love this
Dangers
one.
take this one.
I love this one so much. So the idea here is that you're supposed to be avoiding some fuzzies. You're supposed to be like grabbing the ledges. Obviously, we do not have time for that because we're speedrunners. So we're going to try and do this very scary jump across the way. Just barely enough.
Жесть.
You think it's over.
Как же он прыгает, нереально просто.
And use this platform here. Do
Это еще и не конец, если что.
really close proximity cap bounce.
Окей, еще разочек.
Hello. Oh, hello.
And then this
Open.
platform is going to take us to where we need to be.
There we
So
go. That was good
That
enough.
room
Yeah,
is
it goes,
way
it goes.
slower as a casual player than it is as a
Супер красиво.
For sure. Skipped a lot of cycles with that.
And that's it for Lake. Lake is another really good one for its sub areas too. I gotta hand it to it.
Yeah, Lake's a nice quick one. You're in and out, and it's got 2 or 3 amazing sub areas. Now we go into Sand Kingdom, and again, this is the biggest kingdom in terms of moons in the entire
Yep.
game. It's got 89 moons in it. None of them are just achievement moons. Tons of stuff. We're going to be here for a little while.
Yep, this is also my favorite split in the run, and the split I'm probably the best at, so lots of cool stuff.
Can he get it first try? Oh, legendary.
Yeah, that one can actually be hard to find for like no reason at all. It's just not super in the center.
Yeah, it's slightly
It's
off-center.
slightly off, yeah.
I think they did that.
Да, челы там по таким таймингом нажимают.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about when they make the game. So
Nintendo
said
trying to
actually
make Ganon cry.
specifically you,
Yeah, it's just me, no one else. Mario Odyssey for my Nintendo Switch.
for yours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
only mine. Only I get this game.
Another fast bunny moon. Then we're going to get another possession moon right over here from the Bonneteer. And then we have got the adorable little doggo that we're going to actually get a couple of different moons with. Now, anyone who has played the game, the dog is something where once you kind of activate it, it'll go around and dig up moons in the sand. You would think this would take too long. The reason why the dog moons work in this route is because we are going to be doing other things like hitting that bird in the face, talking to Music Toad, giving him some new music to work
I
with.
just turned it on and then off.
Dude, I've done that so many times.
Yeah, he wants to listen to like a
whoa.
specific music
There we
track,
go.
yeah, and usually there's multiple options. Like sometimes there's stuff like I want to hear an epic battle, and you can just pick any boss fight music, and
Yep.
usually we just pick the fastest one with the least menuing.
Yeah, which is the escape sequence. In this case, hello can... why is that there?
Не может забрать Луну.
Who patched this into Mario Odyssey?
Who decided that was a good... Oh, who put that there?
So again, while that dog is doing its thing, you are collecting literally 4 other power moves.
Yeah.
While it's doing its thing. And what Ganon is doing very carefully is he's keeping that dog on screen the entire time.
Just like Spike said, if it's not on camera, it doesn't exist. That includes the poor little puppers as well.
And since I lost so much time, he actually does get to come back.
He's ready to find another moon.
Yeah.
He wants a treat for finding that moon.
Unfortunately, you cannot pet the dog in this game. Kind of makes it a 0 out of 10 in my eyes.
Женя, мы не можем.
Now we've been talking about how tough the
Похвалить
birds are
песика в
in this
этой
game,
игре.
talking about how tough the fish are in this game, and birds go with that as well. Danger's a connoisseur of birds himself right here.
I do
What
enjoy
is so
birds.
tough about birds and their load zones?
Oh, well, I mean, usually they're on a global cycle, and you want to get there in time, and you want to integrate those birds into your runs because they need to be in the right place at the right time. This one is kind of special, though. This one actually is just like the dog. If it's on camera, it exists. If it's not, it doesn't. So this whole part of the ruins is actually going to be, it doesn't look like Ganon's doing anything that special about it.
Well,
that would have been so sick if you got that. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's okay.
О, промазал.
Okay, we can just wait for the platform.
Yeah, I'm also getting, like, absolutely
Bombarded.
bombarded with bullet bills. But yeah, continue.
But this whole ruin section, you're going to be seeing the camera kind of turning in different directions at different times, and that's because there's a bird circling the poison swamp that you see out in the back.
На этом уровне мы постоянно держим камеру в определенном направлении, чтобы какие-то NPC были загружены. Если NPC не загружен, он не делает то, что нам нужно. А нам нужно, чтобы NPC был загружен и делал то, что нам нужно. Просто.
Yeah, because
Уверен,
I messed
просто.
up that section too, I kind of have to just have my camera like this the entire time now. Because the bird was on screen for too long, so it's a little farther ahead than I want it to be, so I'm gonna like keep turning my... Oh, hello. Gonna keep turning my camera down and not facing that area for as long as I can.
Now gonna be looking to try to bait this bullet bill over here.
It's okay, can get another one. Alright.
And that's some interesting tech right here that I don't personally understand, so I'll hand it off to one of you to explain it. How do we just make the bullet bill go real fast?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, Lim.
I'm pretty sure this was actually also something that Tuval at one point pointed out, where, or I mean Yash, one of those two probably, where if you actually, and this is kind of counterintuitive, the bullet bill has like a boost button when you press Y, and the bullet bill also has like, again, the kind of hidden feature where if you shake, you get like a little bit of a boost. And eventually we found out that it's actually faster to not boost and only use the shake to accelerate the bullet bill.
Yeah, we're not really sure why that is. But it's very helpful for this one. I actually have no idea how you're supposed to get this one casually, because without shaking the bullet bill to give it that extra speed boost, it is very tight.
Yeah, you saw me I missed it with the speed tech. Like,
Right.
it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, I know they made it a challenge early on with Mario Odyssey. Like, can you get all 880 moons in the game without ever shaking the controller, without using any of the motion controls? For a long time, that was moon 880. They couldn't figure out how to get over there. They finally were able to extend it completely. So now, this bird that is over here,
I have no idea
you want to
where it is.
combine it with the free moon over there and the timer challenge, which we're absolutely cheating for.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I gotta get the timer challenge first.
yeah.
Hold
А
on.
вот и птица.
We got this.
Yeah, I'll go get the other moon, and then it should be back around.
Yeah, the bird sort of suspends up in the air for a little. It flies a little higher up in the air.
Yeah, and if that whole section in the ruins had gone perfectly, then the bird would be kind of sitting in this area right here, and you could just like pass right by 1, 2, 3, grab all the moons
Right.
and
Bang,
keep
bang, bang.
going.
Yeah.
You still kind of get the idea.
Нормально,
that this
нормально.
is basically the beauty of the post game. There's like
Exactly.
3, sometimes 4 moons on screen that is waiting to be collected. And
Yeah.
You get so many moons in these revisits.
Yeah. Luckily, though, that whole cycle section is done now, so I don't have to
worked out
worry about
good.
that anymore.
Yeah,
But
you just have another fish.
yeah, I was
coming
gonna say there's a different thing to worry about now.
Do you get 2 first biters so far?
Yeah.
I think so, right? Can we make
Yeah.
it 3 though?
Probably not now
I
that
was
you
gonna
said
say it.
that.
Even if I didn't, I feel like I've never seen it, but maybe.
I have never seen it before either. Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
exactly. And GDQ is known for that sort of stuff.
That is kind of true. That's kind of true.
Что-то во втором часу у него много где не получается, фейлов много.
The fishing moon is another one of those Toadette achievements. Like,
Right.
they're all kind of slow, and they all have RNG, which makes them even slower. But getting all 3 of them together means that you get 1 Toadette.
Wow.
Wow.
We've never seen that happen before. Wow.
Yeah. Also, you're talking about an SM64 callback. How about a Lakitu bounce?
Right.
Boing.
Этого никогда не случалось. Он очень быстро поймал рыбу.
We'll be seeing in 2 days.
Вау.
Oh, hello.
I'm gonna call. I'm
Okay,
gonna
nice.
challenge
Not
flag
bad. That was a
now.
good backup.
All right.
Cool.
Chat, I want to say.
А никак. Дальше не посчитать. Не влазит в экран просто и все.
Proud of y'all.
I've had the impulse to call the crowd chat this entire time.
I almost
catch
called you
myself
3
every single
chat.
time.
Like,
We're your mods. We got the swords. Ready to ban nerds left and right. Get over it with the crate. Come on.
I mean, at this point, we all kind of just chat though. Like,
Now we're getting existential about it.
Yep.
So right here with these notes, Moon, we're going to try to combine this on a cute little double bounce here to get up to these platforms. It's really hard to get.
that's weird. It's probably. I'm just taking
Oh,
damage.
let's
Damage, but still got the
go!
jump.
О,
Take
жесть.
those.
We do take those.
Пидранер.
Taking damage there, even with the damage refill, that's still way faster than
It still
going
works,
around
yeah,
and
it still
waiting for the cycle. So figured I would still go for it there.
Now, Lim, you said, I believe this is your favorite Peach right here.
right. This version. I like this one. She's in Metro too.
It's fair enough.
Yeah, nice dress. Loving it. Loving it.
We're gonna grab a
Just
couple
casual,
moons.
you know.
We're gonna grab a couple moons at the top of the pyramid. Maybe some time for donations.
Yeah, this is a great time.
Yeah, follow-upping on that bid war for the Mario Party character, Wario has now taken the lead. We have $100 from Lingo Maniac saying,
Варио
"Did you know that
побеждает в
Wario
Супер
returned
Марио
to his
Пати.
job at the pizza shop? It was the no, he missed. But seriously, who doesn't love that famous line from Mario?
Это смешная шутка. Сори, чат, это не перевести. Ну, это смешная шутка. Очень сложно, конечно, перевести, я даже не знаю как. Хотя нет, можно перевести доэ как блин.
Blue moon popping out here, and this is
Варио
what
открыл новый ресторан, называется
I did earlier.
«Блин, он промазал». Что-то типа того. Ну да, блин, он промазал. Блином промазал. О, блином промазал.
That's Bowser, right?
Yeah. I guess I could just leave that one and get
И
it.
смысл типа в том, что там целился в Марио.
All right, so this sub area is really fun. When I figured out that you could do this, was like a put your controller down and walk away kind of moment, because I was like,
Все-таки перевести.
I spent all of my
Жестко.
effort doing the sub area the proper way when you can do this.
No.
Yeah, see
And
ya.
like the game is aware. Is the
Ну, Варио же злой.
Absolutely, yeah. There's actually like a coin stack in the
Смысл в
bottom left
этом.
corner of the screen here. There's
Right.
a coin stack that like you can.
Кто не
get.
понял, тот не понял.
Yeah, the game knew that you could do this.
Yeah, we didn't see it, but they actually put a coin stick there to like reward you for finding this.
And I do like that about Odyssey as well. Like, obviously, there are certain things that speedrunners do that no casual player is ever going to come across. But some of the ones that are like just within reach, just within like you know the thoughts in the back of your head, like, do you think I could get up there? And sometimes the answer is yes, and they reward you with coins.
How did I not bonk?
That was cool.
That was so weird. Mario just said, "I'm done."
Yeah, he just gave up.
I
Didn't
am
even
stopping.
didn't even want to do the animation. He was like, "Yeah, no, I'm tired of this."
All right, now, Ganon, I don't ask
Ох.
Mm-hmm.
being on your couch.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to hit this sheep.
Please hit the sheep.
Hit the
Please
sheep.
hit-
Hit the
please hit
sheep.
the sheep.
Please
Hit the
hit the
sheep.
sheep.
Hit the sheep.
Please hit
Do
the
it,
sheep.
do it, do it, do it, do it.
Бьем овечку? Нет.
I tried to juggle it. Damn. That's okay. That's okay. You're welcome.
If you ever had to deal with these sheep, you are
Пе-
Yeah,
That's very
true.
true.
That was cathartic. You know what? Leave the sub area. Go do it again. I once again need you to do it again.
There's one more of these additional captures coming up here. We talked about this. We want a certain amount of captures to actually get that to that moon. So this is basically just so we progress our capture counter, and then we just get the second moon.
Yeah, the total numbers, Ganon does need 35 captures in order
40.
to get that.
40,
Oh, is it
It's
40?
it's 40. Yeah.
I made up a number, my bad. But with only the ones that we need for certain things like glide on here and everything, breaking this moon, you're supposed to grab this one by riding on the platforms and everything. We're gonna fly straight into that sucker.
Красиво делает.
Platforms.
Гейминг.
Truly.
It's a speedrunner's motto. You saved glide on. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Good. For anyone who doesn't know, it is invisible platforms on all these bridges and everything, so.
Yeah, you're supposed to use the Moai capture and put on its sunglasses to see the invisible platforms, or you can just know where they are.
Right.
That's the other option. I almost died.
That
call-
was close.
Call a Nintendo Power Hotline. They'll let you know. It always scares me that you dive right there.
Well, that would be why it
probably why.
scares you.
I don't
think so. Why,
Thank you. I was just kind enough to demonstrate why it's scary, you know?
Потыкнулся.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything to jinx it, but I dove really late there, and I kind of knew that was going to happen, but I just wanted to not say anything in case it didn't happen, but yeah.
But then I jinxed it.
Yeah, no,
Is it jinxing? I feel like I
don't know.
I called it. I think more
It's
so.
okay. The checkpoint is not too far away. We got glide on carrying us over
Yeah,
again.
we're good. It's kind of one of those expected time losses. That's a lot better. I should not die here.
It always scares me that you dive. Okay.
There you go.
We waited long enough.
If I had nailed it that time.
And that
would've been-
marks round 2 where I die on the moon before an intentional death.
Right,
And I have to
that's
go back there and die again.
Now, pay attention to this part right here. Ganon is going to be trying to go for another very like tricky
This one is
capture
so
warp
cool, it
strategy.
works.
So we're going to spawn this moon in, and then the kind of hard thing about this now is that this bullet bill is wearing a visor, so we need to knock it off first with this hat throw here. And then Ganon is going to come back, and there's another moon hidden on, well, not very well hidden, actually, at the top of this,
It's right there.
this sand waterfall. But you can see, throws Cappy back, homes in, sucks back up.
Так,
That's a
и...
lot harder.
Отлично, у меня получилось движение. Но это, конечно, непростые движения были.
Bullet bill, it was actually gonna blow up there, but
Он сделал ряд прыжков,
the full duration again, and we can use it to
направляя Буллет Билла в правильную сторону. Сначала стригерил его, потом снял ему шляпу выброском шляпы, и потом захватил его еще одним броском шляпы. Это было
I don't
замечательно.
personally.
I was lying. fine. We get the worst kingdom in the game. It's actually common in the Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning community. Now, canonically, this kingdom is it's New Donk City, you know, of the Donkey Kong family. We call it New Bonk City.
This is New Bonk City. I discover a new bonk every time I come here. It's really awesome.
There is crap everywhere in this kingdom that you're gonna bonk into.
Sure
Fire hydrants, poles everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a rough time.
You guys were talking about something, but in Metro 1...
Там нет бесконечного прыжка. У тебя есть возможность оттолкнуться от шляпы один раз. Просто при касании с поверхностями у тебя, по-моему, добавляется еще один раз максимум. Нет бесконечного касания за шляпу.
Ooh, that's
nice.
slick.
Yeah.
Slick roll timing there to avoid like bump
gap,
underneath. That was nice.
Love this movement right here. Flicking across, you're going to be able to just up throw into this and then go straight into the bunny, cutting him off at the pass, getting another moon, setting up another cap throw over there.
Захватили кролика.
Already on there. That was like perfect timing.
Now turning the camera up, because once again, moon's not on screen, it doesn't exist. Would have went straight through the moon and would have been crying at that point. I would have at least cried for you. And now once again, Limcube, your best.
Well, but she's kind of off the screen, but that's okay. We'll get her on screen for this moon animation. There you go.
Beautiful. I'm in tears.
And now she's back off screen.
Gonna be using this once again. Again, love the usage of the poles right here all throughout Metro Kingdom. Left at the cafe, picking up another moon, and then dropping down for a crate for another moon. While we're grabbing this moon, Nukes, let's get another donation or two red.
Yep.
Sure thing. We got $50 from Ryan saying, just tuned in, and the energy this late at night is invigorating. The run is jaw-dropping, and the commentary is excellent. Special shout out to that one audience member who's clapping above their head. I'm getting tired just watching you.
That is ever.
That, yeah.
There
some
are
dedication. I love
500
that.
of these.
Yeah, a little workout at the same time. Efficiency.
That one audience member has a train.
Смотреть ранг ГДК и хлопать в ладоши над своей головой. Чисто упражняемся.
Skip arm day for the rest of the week.
Yeah, you get a whole arm week here.
My man's just up, just icing the arms the rest of the night. Anyways, love this set of moons right here. We've got this dog that once again, you would think like, oh, it's too slow having to do this. However, if you combine the dog with the scrap moon, with the bird moon coming up, because you got to wait on the bird anyways, you get actually a really good combo of moons.
And this is interesting because this move was technically actually available earlier when we were here, but it's just more optimal to get it here.
And right there you saw again, ground pound onto a spot that just popped out some coins. This dog actually has to
Go there.
has to go there first, has to do that digging spot, which gives you the convenient time to wait for the bird and then get the dog moon on the next ground pound spot.
Yeah, all kind of links together to make that platform fast in total.
We're also at the point, by the way, where you can see the moon cone on the left just kind of stop trying. Everybody's at the dot area now. And this will be very fun when we actually do dump those moons in later.
Yeah, it's even more fun in all moons when you dump from like 160 to 720 moons at once. That's it's like a minute-long cutscene of just moons.
Легкая луна.
Another cute little combining of some moons right here, getting this timer challenge, and then we're out.
I did this. This is not hard.
And drop this scooter down for some free parking.
Yep, we'll be back for that later. And by later, I mean now.
Basically.
Right now.
Oh, the dunk right on it. It's kind of it'll try to help you snap into
There you go.
place. It was making you work for it there.
Yeah.
Can be finicky.
О, ты припарковался, молодец. О, тяжело.
Pitch Black Mountain, I believe it's called.
Yes, Pitch Black Mountain.
And I do love this sub area as well. Another one that speedrunners just absolutely destroy.
I don't really know why these enemies are here.
Абсолютно темный мир, ничего не видно.
To Bowser's Kingdom, but I think sub areas don't really have rules.
You're going to a different area, yeah. Love whenever you throw in those little
Вообще ничего не видно.
right there to basically give yourself that spin speed, but then also change directions, and you can also fit in some vectoring to get even more speed getting down to the ground even faster. Now, this bird sucks.
Yes.
True. We get one chance here to basically snipe it after this moon. And we also gotta get the moon from the bird. There's a bird.
Okay, well that's fine. I can land.
О, отлично, попал в
Nope.
птицу.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
You caught
cat-
the bird at least.
О,
Yeah, that's always the most.
Главное
important
поймать
thing, as long
птицу.
as you get the bird. Now getting up here.
It's a bit of a challenge. Why are you doing that?
There's the
Where is
Balu
he
dive.
going?
That was the value dive.
Теперь надо достать
Mention
Луну.
of.
What is happening to me?
О,
Metro bird, dude. This is such an adventure.
надо запрыгнуть
It
на
really is.
светофор
There we go.
и потом запрыгнуть на эту
And we
штуку,
got the-
на лампу.
That's alright. And then hopefully I can do this
Oof.
sub-area wall to make up.
О,
for it.
нелегко.
This
Super
looks
fun
really cool.
sub area.
Yeah, it's also kind of bugged. These pillars there specifically, these poles can be really
well-
annoying to deal with.
Yeah, that's there's an
Yep.
example.
Yeah.
Okay, that's alright. Oh, yeah, okay.
Нормально, мы справились.
It's okay. Metro 2 is full of a lot of funny things that can happen to you that just add up over time.
Oh, we're gonna get the backup. Let's go. Little cap vault once again, able to do a cap bounce. See,
Максимальный
that was
разгон
keep
и-
in mind, that's the slow
Отлично.
way to do that
Yeah,
room all of a sudden
right.
for speedrunners.
Уф,
Not using like any
жестко.
of the intended pole mechanics or anything.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Beautiful up throw right there to get to utilize the creativity of that pole being right there. You use like every pole in this game. That's great.
It's great, yeah.
Луна со цветка. По-моему, у нас
We
должно
got
быть
a
их две.
possessed man. Again, we keep it a secret.
Once again, give me the moon. I won't tell anyone.
Also, random purple moon. Hello.
Purple moon
Yep.
from Seaside
Hello,
Kingdom
Seaside.
here.
And now here, this is where you would normally play the RC car moon right here. Instead, what?
And this is so funny because you don't really see this when you watch streamers because the camera usually doesn't reach the far, but you literally role play a scooter driver when you
Yeah,
do this
it's
moon.
so funny.
Because when you turn around the controller there, you get to basically steer the controller extra, like, extreme. And
Залезаем в
you
хитбокс
steer
с Луны
so
и
far
избираем
that
ту
now
Луну
it
тоже
tilts instantly
за
and you get the moon
In
from
order to
it.
do that, you need to tilt the controller
железным
literally upside down.
занавесом.
We were actually
Я
talking
не
about
помню,
this
я сделал
moon,
так же или
before
нет.
we started this run. If you guys are familiar with GDQX, you should watch for underscore do it. He does it with Joy-Cons and it looks like he plays the
Получилось?
guitar, and I just
Да,
love it.
Okay, so
получилось.
here's the long
Жесть.
jump out of crates. Do I do it or not? Okay, okay, sure. I'll do it. Hold on.
Surely nothing can go wrong.
I mean,
Oh, this will look sick if you get it, though. Oh.
there you go. You're welcome.
Жесть. Сохранил 0,1 секунду.
The
Невероятно.
last thing oh, hello. That is like the last thing I expected the audience to clap for coming into this. That's so funny. Because, like, the inside joke is, like, I got made fun of for doing that because it's slow. Like, that's the whole thing behind that.
Is that
А, это
slow?
даже медленно.
One
Лол.
boost into a dive is supposed to be the fast thing, but
Yeah, because you can dive straight over the crate and not even touch it. But it's okay. That's the movement I did and still do in any percent, so. Oh, no!
That is truly.
Да.
Insane. That is crazy that just happened to me. It is so much harder to land on that fence than it is to go in the paint.
Проскользил,
That is just-
проскользил.
I can't believe that just happened to me right now.
That was funny.
It's
Yeah.
cool, we got a good checkpoint there.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
speaking
man.
of checkpoints,
Хорошо, хоть чекпоинт
how
рядом.
we want to get here, kind of in a sneaky way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cute. You get this one. It would waste time to get it, but if you start that, then you get it.
Right.
And this is Wooded Kingdom. Remember, we've actually not achieved world peace in this game yet.
That's true.
This kingdom was left in disarray, in complete shambles. And we've waited until basically the very end of our painting chain to come in here and finish it off.
Okay.
Nice shots, nice shots.
Отличные выстрелы.
Now we're getting this story moon, and then we're going to do the final boss fight of the run right here.
Yup.
Little torque drift action.
Последний босс-файт
That was
в этой
good.
игре.
Good
You
timing
guys
on
got
that
it.
story moon. Yeah, very
Really
good.
good.
Is that
We
the
also-
last story moon? Other than, like, Torque Drift?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and darker side.
And then we also have the multi-moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, going in here, torque drift is actually one of the bosses with the, I would say, least amount of tech, but
There's a little bit.
There's just a little bit. And yeah,
Revolving-
it has less to do with the boss and more
Right.
to do with what you use to beat the boss. And that here is this lad, the speedrun community has affectionately referred to as Speedy Nut Boy. And now the reason for that is you can see that the movement is kind of slow, kind of clunky. When they land on the ground, they kind of like stutter to a stop. Now, before the second phase begins, Ganon is going to try to use that spawning platform and land on it in a certain way, and it kind of like negates that stunning. And you can also jump off of it to get an even further jump. Basically upgrading the what do we call these? The uproots, right?
Yeah.
Right. We're basically Pokemon evolving the uproot as this boss fight goes along.
Yeah. I did get the stun cancel removed, but I did not manage to get the fast, like the far jump. Hopefully I can get it.
Сбиваем одну при спавне.
This boss fight is very scripted, very easy.
Получаем
So
немножко
there's plenty
ускорения
of time to try and get
совсем.
it before the second phase.
And
In
it's
fact,
also a small optimization at the end of the day. It's not like a big deal.
a couple of seconds. There's not a whole lot you can do to
If
make this
even.
fight
There we go.
faster.
Yeah, now we're going fast.
Yeah, now you can see it is jumping.
He's jumping a lot
quicker.
quicker now, basically, and he can preserve that state by continuously moving.
Yeah, it'll be really obvious when I do this phase how much faster I can just jump between the objects.
A really fun and very rare thing that can happen in this
that's
fight
so big.
sometimes is when you do the attack on Torque Drift, you're doing this part right here. Sometimes you can clip through like that.
Yeah.
Other times you can clip through the ground.
Yeah.
If that happens,
the
then
bad
you just
outcome.
that's the bad ending. You just fall through the stage.
That's the bad ending.
Yeah, I think that happens if you do what I just did and then you do it again, but I don't know if there's...
Нестабильная лока, здесь можно проклипаться через пол. И будет обидно.
A small thing
Драться
we have to
заново
point out,
придется.
like, even just the way Ganon just grabbed that moon by spin pounding and then spin throw, roll canceling 16 inputs to grab a moon to save like 2 frames, that's Odyssey.
Yeah,
That's Odyssey.
including this...
Including
violent
literally
jerk to the
moving your
side.
body, yeah.
Yeah.
They're working out to save the frames.
Yup.
Dedication.
But that's fun. Now you've got almost some any percent movement that gets baked into the like 2.5 hour mark of the darker side run. Grabbing that rock, hitting the bunny with the
Две
rock, and then chucking the
луны
rock and breaking it as
сходу.
it lands
Изи.
with the other rock to break open the other moon.
Сталкиваем кролика и уничтожаем 2 камня.
Good
Now
moon to buy.
I was about to say goodbye to the pirate outfit. We're not done with it.
Nope, that changes in luncheon.
Yeah. One more kingdom.
Yep.
И мы купим еще один костюм позже.
And you're not going to have to worry about the hint art
Но
anymore.
не
So you can
сейчас.
break this and warp away.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
That's small time save in Wooded 2.
But yeah, while we're progressing, maybe a couple more donations. True.
Yeah, we just mentioned the Mario outfits. I've got $10 from Chocolate Dave saying donating a follow-up for the best Mario outfit, which is also Pauline. It says right here, also Pauline. Weird.
Interesting.
All right.
Also, $500 from Anonymous saying,
Whoa.
loving the crowd clap on the moons. Y'all's timing is amazing.
Ooh, barely.
Промазал,
too far away.
промазал. Надо еще разочек.
Yeah, it's another one where once again you got to keep it on camera.
По-моему, еще раз промазал. А, не, нормально.
Yeah.
Блин, я не знал, что там луна есть.
Oh, he's coming to get you.
Stop.
Жесть.
Oh, Cappy's like, I am here. Oh my
Hi,
god.
Cappy. Oh, thanks, Cappy. I did not want that, though. Oh, hello. Okay, we're good.
Nice. All right, cheeky little movement here. So,
This moon is great.
yeah, I love this. Actually, it probably doesn't even need an explanation. We'll just let you watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. What's up?
Yeah, I think the game usually wants you to use Glidon to fly over to that island to talk to Captain Toad, but
Yeah, but
Ту-
that's
ту-
Yeah,
ту-
that's lame.
ту- ту- ту-
we got
ту- ту- ту.
the vector mechanic we talked about a bunch of times already.
That's right. The boss fight that we actually just did is technically not the tippy top of the kingdom. This is here, and we actually get up here for free. The intended way to get all the way up there into that observation deck is to like bring one of those nuts that grows the beanstalk like all the way up there. Yeah, it's very slow. So
Now the little secret vault, there's lots of nuts in this kingdom. We got lots of fast moons from them.
Yeah. Another thing is, both of these moons back to back, you're supposed to do some like crazy platforming section to get them, but you can kind of just not do that.
Yep.
Right.
that's kind of why I love Wooded in this category. Is just like all of the moons that like have puzzles kind of baked into the stage along the sides and stuff like that. You just go to the top, jump off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the theme of a lot of moons in this game where just, if you can just fall on the moon, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Falling is faster than climbing or
Falling is
horizontal
always
movement.
always good, yeah.
Little cheeky strat right there where they want you to actually get 8 Goombas, but it's a little faster to get 7 and then just
Они хотят,
slightly
чтобы у
walk
нас
up
было
that hill.
8
'Cause it's
гумб.
supposed to be your,
Но мы
you
можем
gotta be at,
подняться
like,
чуть
eye
повыше.
level with
Просто.
Goomba, and she's like, it's eye
И будет
level
нормально.
enough. You went up a hill. You tried.
You put in your best effort.
Yeah. There are 14 moons you get from nuts in this kingdom. It's
There
very-
are
Flop.
a lot. Yeah, here's another one actually. Hold on.
Just go right in. Super awkward movement always to get back here, but nice. Getting right underneath it, being able to get that kind of double bop up into it. Hitting
Flop.
it 2 out of its 3 hit points. There are at least 10
Хлоп.
people in the audience.
Миллион
who are going,
хлопков.
They didn't even try with these moons anymore. That was just sitting in the air.
This next subroom also pretty cool. Has definitely been optimized over the years because it has also been seen play in any percent. There's basically lots of cycles going on. You're trying to avoid those fuzzies, and if your movement is just clean enough, you get the fastest cycles. Technically, there's like a really hard mechanic where you can clip through the wall there after this moon.
Yep, using another moon clip.
But
Not really
that's
done.
a
Beautiful.
yep.
Well done.
Flop.
It utilizes a different kind of moon clip where you do a triple jump, and that is actually frame perfect. So those ones are just
Right.
like you don't do those in speed runs in RTAs.
But basically, the way moon clips work is if you like throw Cappy as you're upside down and collect the moon, you get that clip. And
Yeah.
the ways to get upside down is either backflipping, side flipping, or triple jumping.
Yeah, and the reason that it's frame perfect there
Flop.
is because the moon is already spawned, so if you touch it, you just grab it immediately. Whereas with the backflip ones, basically you're getting inside
Right,
the moon
right,
before it's
right.
actually collectible.
Makes
Now,
sense.
we were talking about birds
Whoop.
earlier, where once again, as soon as you either come out of a warp or you come out of a load zone, the bird cycle in any given kingdom, it will decide that's where it is starting from, and it starts moving around the kingdom.
Несите
So
нового.
from here, all
Хлоп.
of Ganon's movement is actually very important to make sure he catches this bird at the optimal point later
Oh,
on.
well, we'll get it at the second most
Oh.
optimal.
Yeah.
Хлоп.
So immediately, yeah, that's something Ganon has to keep track of. Okay, I made this much of a mistake. That means I need to change my strategy later on to catch the bird in a... And if we start moving too slow, you're not getting this bird. You got to come up with some goofy backup strats.
Осталось полчаса.
I have a
Хлоп.
backup in case I miss it, but I shouldn't miss it as long as I just know what I'm doing. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Love that little spin pound.
I love this spin throw because, number one, if you miss the checkpoint and would have won it, grabs it as well, but you can also use
Бонус
it to
гейм.
touch.
Майнкрафт. Java
Oh, that's
Edition.
Such a cute spin throw.
Yeah,
like that
it
a lot.
does a lot.
Changes directions, hits the checkpoint, and hits the timer
Flop.
Scarecrow, all in one shot.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the bird.
Мне просто уже нечего
I
рассказывать
could grab
совсем.
him over at that little
Flop.
cage area, but it's only a couple seconds slower to just grab it here.
Nice.
A
Confident
leap of
dive.
faith right over
Confident
there.
dive.
Flop.
I have lost more Darker Side runs than I can count because right underneath here is not actually a death plane. It's even worse. It's the deep woods.
It's the deep woods,
And
yeah.
We're already
like we
done
mentioned-
there.
Yeah, like we mentioned at the beginning of the run, Deep Woods has no like warping mechanics. The only way to get out is climb one of the beanstalks. Your run is over.
Yeah, your run's just...
Right. And once you're diving, you're diving.
Flop.
Yep.
There's no way out anymore.
Yeah, it's a mechanic that I don't know if we've really brought up over the course of this run, but diving into moons is great, or just like jumping into moons in general is really good because it refreshes your ability to do
Bonk.
anything. Obviously, it stops any of your forward momentum. And if you did a cat bounce to get to a moon, it refreshes your ability to do another cat
Right.
bounce. So there's a lot of strategies that are built around, you know, doing that exact thing to then just continually be able to effectively fly
Wow.
moon after moon after moon after moon.
Хлоп.
Really cool subroom. This one actually gets a revisit in the dark side area, which we will not see in this run. But it's definitely pretty
Hello.
infamous for being one of the hardest one of the hardest casual moons, because in the dark side version of this room, you don't get to capture the bullet bill because they take Cappy away. And dark side kind of makes you realize how much you get used to Cappy in this game. Like, you feel so helpless
It's true.
without Cappy after getting used to it.
Хлоп.
Just a couple moons left here in Wood. Some really cool ways to end it off, actually combining that nut moon with the timer
Flop.
challenge while you're waiting for it to come out. And now we're going to try to make our way over here hit this, grab that ledge, because then the moon actually upwarps you on top
Whoop.
of the platform. And now this is one of my favorite strats right here. Throw it out, jump, dive, and then it appears underneath you, where then you can set up for another
Wow.
backflip into a
that.
dive. Beautiful
Flop.
movement right there from Ganon.
And then here you have to move without Cappy because Cappy isn't there, so it's actually quite scary. But we
Yeah.
just gotta make it to the painting. To our second visit to lunch, which we will be actually visiting.
Где-то 40
3 times.
минут.
It's the only kingdom that you visit 3 times.
And there's routing reasons
Единственное
that I don't
королевство,
really
которое мы
get
посещаем
into.
3 раза.
Just understanding
Окей,
it's
окей.
faster for us to do this one in 3 trips.
Yes.
And do the moons kind of all in a different order.
Yeah, that's right. This is where our moon dump is going to happen. We're going to collect a couple of moons in here, and then we're going to take the Odyssey, and we're going to go to some of the kingdoms that are disconnected from the painting chain. But ultimately, we're going to take a revisit back to Luncheon Kingdom because it's going to lead us back to Mushroom, and Mushroom is where we're going to finish up because that's where Toadette is.
Exactly.
Also, here's our
Flop.
tourist again, and at this point we can actually kind of see it starting to become worth it because it's right there, and it maybe took like 10 seconds to talk to, and it was a free moon.
And it's gonna be
Смысл
like
собрать
last
луны
year,
на
Christmas.
темной стороне
Another awesome cap cancel right here.
и
Makes it across the gap so you can just run and do this, and there's a
А я не
potable
помню,
wave.
надо ли
Sorry,
собирать
Bob.
еще луны с обычной игры.
Ganon.
Ну, по большей степени мы собираем луны с
Another
темной
awesome,
стороны.
awesome sub-area
И
turn
по
up here.
ходу
This
дела
one
еще
is like
просто луны
the
собираем.
classic sub-area
Oh,
in
yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning.
Вот, и
It's in,
их
like,
всего
every
получилось там около
category.
500
It's
штук.
the forks. We're gonna be fork flicking all the way up this summit.
It's even got the soundtrack. It's
Yeah, it's
it's
just a
definitely S tier.
agreed.
Has anyone done like a sub area tier list?
Yeah, I think.
This one's
Okay,
triple
okay.
S.
This one's
Watch
definitely up
this.
Yes. I'd say Luncheon has a handful of like S tier sub areas.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's one at the end of this split that's like
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
sub area in
Ух,
the
какая
game.
скорость.
The strat, yeah.
Yep.
Also, one small thing
Лоп.
that Ganon was doing that I think Little Burbs was the first person that did this. I remember.
И
Basically, the
хлоп.
tiniest optimization you can do is diving towards the object that you're going to be capturing, so that little animation where Mario turns into the object is shorter. Super small optimization.
Yeah, coming up on the scariest part of this, well, maybe not the scariest part of the split anymore, but one of them is the turnips. I do not like this movement.
I don't blame
'Cause
you.
when
Yeah,
you're
that makes you-
grabbing,
Clop.
when you're grabbing something, it just kind of like restricts your movement options heavily. You can't throw a cappy, you can't dive, so you have to do some. Okay, wait, I'm dead. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I spawned at the forks. I can do
Уф.
it again.
Подожди, но он Dark Side начал после конца игры. В конце игры у тебя нет 250 лун, разве нет?
This is one
У
of
тебя там
those
120
moons,
с
the
лишним.
turnip, you put it in a pot, surprise, you get a moon from that. I know, it's crazy. Things give you moons in this game. But you would think getting this turnip all the way over to the pot in order to turn it into a moon would definitely not be fast enough. And it's because you got to do this movement right here. Another triple jump right here to throw it across the gap and safely get Mario across the
There
gap.
we go. What? How
Off
did
the
that go?
fork.
That went
It
that
bounced
way.
off the fork.
It went that way. That's
Yo,
insane.
second best Peach though right here. We got overall
it's a good one.
Peach.
Yeah,
I
no,
like him.
It is fun.
there's not really a bad Peach outfit.
Хороший
No,
костюмчик.
they're all good. They're all
Хлоп.
like minimum B+ tier.
I agree. Yeah.
I do actually also really like Cap. I kind of forgot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
that one.
Cap
That one
Peach
is
is
a classic.
awesome.
Dark Side должен открываться в конце игры.
Yeah,
Зачем?
Cap Kingdom is gives me like funeral vibes,
It's great.
but stylish.
But
Right.
stylish. Like it's sad, but girls working it.
Kicking the bean.
That was such a satisfying sound effect. And
Okay, now you say goodbye to the pirate outfit.
now
А, ну
we're
это
going
про
to the
Луну
mechanic
в
outfit.
таком случае.
The second and final additional costume that we collect in the run right here.
So I know we've been
Переодеваемся
debating
в
Peach,
Мишель.
whether we should bring Peach or Wario to the Mario Party. I just got word that coming up here actually
Lop.
soon is the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide starting character. That will be closing actually after the interview following this run with the Final Fantasy VI runners. So make sure to get those donations in. Right now, GoGo is in the lead, but you can change that with your donations.
Nuclear, hit me with one quick donation if you can, because we're coming up on one of the coolest parts of the entire run.
Yeah, I've got $25 from One Free Fit saying super excited for the Final Fantasy Worlds Collide race coming up. Let's make a late push to get Celis into the starting party.
Let's do it. Should be a lot of fun. The Final Fantasy VI randomizer race coming up. And right there, canonically, I don't know how it works. I've used the word canon way too much during this commentary. But that machine there is like, oh no, I'm broken. By putting on a mechanic's outfit, you fix it.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
My favorite one is in Moon Kingdom. There's like a Chivarian that's just like, yo, I have an upset stomach. And then you just go in there in a doctor's office, it's like, oh, I feel better now. Okay.
One small thing we didn't really even talk about the entire time, this is just so natural to us, is how Ganon has basically been manipulating the slots there by like perfectly timing cap throws to always win. Don't get it twisted.
All right, this is such a fun sub area, this one. Obviously supposed to ride the little blue elevator.
Am I okay? No, I'm dead. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. One
Oh,
more.
oh,
Good at this.
oh.
This is
Sure, Zachek.
incredible. This is supposed to be a big, long auto scroller, and Ganon's saying, "I don't want it to be an auto scroller."
Okay,
Длинный
I
автостроллер.
don't know what that was. We're fine though.
Ну,
I only need-
мы не собираемся.
Now I need the heart. It's okay though. We're good.
Backups on backups.
Please, nope.
Oh,
Жесть.
close.
It's okay.
Не,
This is,
не
like,
достал
probably one of the
чуть-чуть.
hardest things in the run, so
I
it's
would
okay.
definitely agree. So basically,
Это
what
самая
we're trying to do
сложная
with this
часть.
movement is there's obviously the super slow moving platform. And honestly, even with multiple tries here, you will still be able to outrun the platform
Are you
with the movement.
serious? I'm not getting. What I'm doing is I'm doing my second.
No
bounce,
way,
so
man,
I'm
no
off
way.
the bounce.
Right.
Just. That'll work. There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Да,
Oh,
тут
man.
достаточно.
Yeah, one of the finest showcases of Super Mario Odyssey movement and like its capabilities is this sub area right here.
For sure, this sub area is awesome. At least I got to show it off.
Yeah, that's really. I know, Dangerous, you bring it up all the time. When you want to show a speed run in a marathon, it's almost more important just like, no, I'm going to do this cool thing till it looks like a cool
Yeah.
thing.
That's right.
As opposed to like you're trying to play it safe and just get a PB or anything.
Also,
Oh, you get a break.
Пора залить все наши луны. Можно сделать перерыв.
That's a lot of
There's
moves.
some
Zing!
we gotta clap.
This is everything since Bowser won.
Yep. I've only been using paintings, so. Boom.
Бум!
I love how the camera almost can't handle it.
yeah, it's really awesome.
It's right there, 400 moons.
100 to
We need
go.
500. 100 more power moons to go, and it's a quick set. 130 or so of them are going to be very, very fast at the end.
Yeah, so we just visited basically all of the big kingdoms. Now, for the last 100, not only are we getting, I think, 32, is it? Or 31 to that moons?
32.
Which we
Yeah.
talked about. Basically, we plan around the entire run. There's going to be a lot of talking to that. But we still have to revisit some of these smaller kingdoms. Cap Kingdom, Lost Kingdom. And they are actually some of the most technical and really impressive kingdoms to watch.
And of course, we do them right at the end, as is tradition. The
Yep.
hard stuff right at the end, just to give you a little bit of suspense.
Yeah, speedrunning wouldn't be exciting if you get all this hard stuff out of the way first, you know?
That's so hard to not bonk right there.
True.
Yeah, the movement in Lost 2 and Cap 2 is pretty awesome. There's a lot of cool optimizations that have been done by a lot of
Хлоп.
community members. Oh, hello.
Еще 100
Might wanna
хлопов.
exit the shop.
Хлопоков.
Now, don't be sleeping on Lost Kingdom Peach, though.
Pretty good explorer outfit. She out here finding
Klopp.
things. She
Dressed
found a moon
for the occasion.
Making her way down to the moon rock, bust this sucker open, and get another 10 or so additional moons
Frame
in there.
perfect
just
cap
hit a frame
throw.
throw.
That was,
Let's
yeah.
go.
I did not mean to do that. I pressed the wrong button. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Lost Kingdom is a nail biter. If you
Hop.
guys can remember back to the beginning when we did Lost Kingdom, that purple poison, instant death, and there's even more death-defying moments in Lost Kingdom right here, especially after
Right.
this section right here. We're gonna grab a couple moons here. We're gonna, and as soon as that happens, we're gonna go off to the side of the screen here, and we're just gonna
И хлоп.
over this poison, and we're gonna spend the next probably minute and a half hanging over the top of it, just like
Yep. Literally right
defying it
there.
as much as possible.
World peace does not mean much here.
No.
This is a underrated
Хлоп.
hard moon right here. Actually, just successfully getting
Getting it
out
there.
of the Captain Toad. Ooh, I like going to the platform right there. Cutting out some wall kicks, jumping up,
Flop.
and now going for the moon shards.
The Spike Vegeta shuffle.
Okay, hello there.
О,
Speaking of
о,
moments,
он
that was,
пережил.
Just
that was
teasing.
certainly something. I did that in the practice room. That time I was even closer to dying.
Mario had 2 of his toes on
Flop.
that tree right there.
Yeah.
I'm good. Strongest toes in the West.
Look at that face. That's kind of goofy.
True. And we actually already skipped one of those Wiggler captures earlier in the kingdom where we used, if you remember, Glidon to basically warp back after grabbing the key. We're going to be doing that again here. This is most likely intended to be done
Hello.
with the Wiggler.
О, как так?
Well, we'll try it again. It's okay.
Yep.
I was like, go for it.
Okay, I'm dead now.
Now we can just use
Dead.
the mountain warp.
True. That's a pretty
Is it
powerful
faster
spawn.
Dead boy.
Oh, well, yeah, you're back here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You want to
probably.
go over here.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. I usually when I die there, I just go back up, but this is probably faster. So thank you for the strat. Yeah, no, this literally is your run. You're right. Like you should just submit this yourself.
Yeah, on the YouTube upload, can we just put my name on?
Yeah, much flashier to use the spin
Flop.
throws than it is to use the Wiggler here.
Nice.
Little bonk on the wall.
There you go. Yeah. So this kingdom is extremely nerve-wracking. So
It is.
the
yeah.
mistake is to be expected, I guess.
Хлоп.
Oh, that was so cool.
Вот это клатч.
Tight timing to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, it can be your
Flop.
That was very cool.
You can have it back.
That's the deciding factor. Hello, bunny. Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice catch.
Nice.
that was the most impressive bunny
Жесть.
grab of the night because there was really no
Flop.
setup or anything. It was just, I'm going to dive into it.
Yeah. Just hope.
See
Flop.
what happens. Go with the flow.
Now we got this timer challenge, which we need a platform somewhere.
Thank
Ah,
you.
that'll do it.
It's a good time also to talk about these trees, which are kind of weird because the leaves are not really behaving like leaves. It's super easy to bonk against
Whoop.
them. Like if
They're
they would be
brick
like
walls.
they're literally
Yes.
brick walls, and
Yeah.
you really don't want to do that here because basically Ganon just grabbed a moon while the timer challenge was active. And
Хлоп.
yeah, even though he had some time left at the end, it is actually easy to like.
Всё,
bonk
закончили
once,
с этим
twice,
миром?
And then the moon is gone, and then you're just crying.
Yup.
Yeah.
The sides of them are like walls, and the top,
It's like weird. It's when you, like,
a
roll off.
tightrope. Yeah, it's.
I would like to see the
16.
tool. Surely there's like some tool right now.
There is.
Yeah.
Probably check it out.
Do want to get to some donations here in just a second, but we do have one super sexy jump
beginning
coming
of
up right
Cap is
here.
crazy,
The
yeah.
beginning of Cap. Normally, what they want you to do is go out and get one of these little Paragoombas, the little floaty boys, to just fly over there and hit this moon rock. That's like 3
Первая
seconds
локация.
too slow on our clock.
Сколько здесь хлопков мы
We're just
нафармим?
gonna jump out over
Фарм
there
хлопков.
very creatively. With
Yeah, this
very
is,
little to help us out.
This is really precise. So.
So
Так, хорошо.
Beautiful.
О, жесть. Как же
This
он
jump is,
хорош.
this jump, and Ganon talked to me about this. This jump is so scary, especially so
He's
late. into the
so
round. Like, I've lost
good.
jumps to this in the past, but Ganon has practiced this a ton and
Yeah.
makes it look easy. It's,
I was
it's really
talking
hard.
about it. I over practiced that a lot. Like that's one of those things that I just sat there, and even when I was doing it consistently, I did it for a couple, like maybe 2 or 3 more hours,
Yeah, yeah.
just to make sure. Hi, Captain Ted.
And the last strat I'll point out before we read some donations is you got Captain Toad, and then you got this moon that's just going to be out
Flop.
in the ether of nowhere. You're supposed to once again float out to it with a Paragoomba. You see a theme here. We don't want that, so we're just jumping to the sucker.
Beautiful.
Now, how is he going to save
Flop.
himself? He's not.
Yeah,
That's a death.
And that's fine.
yeah.
But now we got some time, I think.
Yeah, now we got some good time for some donations, I think.
Perfect. We've got $100 from the 1HD saying, hello, everyone. I've been loving GDQ
Flop.
for years now, and I have money to donate. Super Mario Odyssey is one of my favorite speedruns, and I'm very happy that it is here. Good luck to all the runners. Also have $10 from Gamma Ray saying, loving this amazing SMO run in this fantastic
Flop.
couch. So glad to be back in person for this awesome experience. Moon!
Classic.
So I have $100 from players A and B saying, You get a moon, and another one, and another one.
Whoop.
Wow, Ganon is killing it. Keep it up.
Thank you.
I agree.
Okay, now we're coming up on another funny
Хлоп.
hard jump because Cap 2 is
Больше,
just
наверное,
full
выше не возьму.
bonus. So
Хлоп, 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 хлоп,
Talk about those
хлоп.
birds being
Ха.
in,
Я все.
being in
Если,
specific spot every time
если
we leave the
разговорным, то
loading
не возьму
zone. This
точно.
actually makes it so that the bird is going to be directly behind us, and we're going to make that. We're going to use that to our advantage.
Yes, but it does come
Хлоп.
with a little bit of death-defying again.
This is so ridiculous. Y'all do this strat.
that went good.
Вот это да, вот это да, вот это клатч. Хлоп.
I can't tell.
No way.
I think I'm okay. Oh!
О, еще и добрался, хорош.
Oh my
The
lord.
rainbow
Speedrunner.
twirl to save it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Хлоп.
Yeah, think about all of the like inputs that had to happen to make that.
That
work.
was just like, and that's not at all what I practice either. That was just stupid on the
Off the
fly
cuff, yep.
shenanigans. Oh, you're not. Okay.
He's not scared enough yet, but that's our
Yeah.
idea
There we
here.
go.
He had a little courage juice left in him. I loved it too because the visual there, the brim of the cap was still in the fog. So if you didn't know, you were like,
Yeah.
Then it reveals just for the save at the end. That was so cool.
That was
great.
God, that was such an adrenaline spike.
Не,
Like,
это
I am
спидран пятисталон.
my heart is going.
Was that sentence an adrenaline
Хлоп.
spike or an adrenaline comma spike?
No, it was adrenaline spike. Like my adrenaline levels spiked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were having a conversation.
No.
I don't know if you and I were having a moment right there.
Now
Yeah.
this might throw
Flop.
people off here. I just want to listen to the audience here.
Oh yeah.
What?
О, звезда. О.
Crushed it.
That was a crushed it moment.
That was
Whoop.
insane. Also, this rabbit's easy because it actually only goes one way, as opposed to
Actually the easiest bunny.
as opposed to all the other ones, which can like determine where they go based on where you're
Whoop.
coming at it. That one actually just goes one direction. So
Now
Good
we're going to Moon 2. This is a nice, super quick kingdom. We actually just get the front 5 moons here, and then we go one sort of tricky jump. I think during this kingdom, let's just keep some donations rolling.
That's a good idea. That's
I
good.
agree,
Before
yep.
it gets intense.
Awesome. We've got $50 from Lutherland saying, longtime fan of GDQ and glad to have another chance to donate. I love Mario speedruns and I haven't yet watched Odyssey. Loving it and the
Еще
crowd
69.
participation so far.
Keep it up, crowd.
Good
Keep it
job.
up.
Китайская версия. Так быстрее текст
It's
скроллится.
getting late, and they're going in. Go ahead. Sorry.
Simplified
You're
Chinese.
good. I'm loving the hype up here. We've got $20 from Anonymous saying, darker side. Run."
Нормальный таксист.
Bye.
До Луны подвез. Хлоп.
I don't know how they got here, but they're here now.
yeah, they brought a taxi to the moon.
Not bad.
Хлоп.
Not bad. As if they could have done better.
Right. Lim's not that impressed.
I mean, you're going further. I mean, actually, I'm pretty sure they're on darker side too. So
Oh yeah, don't they show up on?
yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Oh, that's okay. Can I use the block
О.
as a backup? Oh, you can. That is such a smart backup. I
the
don't know.
creativity.
No
I'm
idea.
writing
how-
that one down.
No idea how I
Flop.
never thought of that until right now. That's so funny. I've wasted so much time to missing that before. All right. And yeah, that's it. We're done with Moon 2.
Might
Very
seem a
nice.
little silly. You might say to yourself, is that worth it going in there just for those 5 moons? And you
The
got to
answer
realize
is yes.
a lot of those are contributing to you're talking to another Captain Toad, you're getting another Taxi Moon, you're spawning another Taxi Moon. It all works together. We're trying to get to 500. We figured it out. This is good. This is
Yeah.
all good.
It is definitely fast. People have tried to route that out multiple times before, and it's just no.
Yeah,
it's always
it
sticky.
fails on a whole lot of fronts. Like, yeah, the Taxi Moon going back to Mushroom Kingdom is a big one. Another big one is just Toadette achievements and stuff like that. So it all just kind of makes it work.
I love that movement right there because it's the cheeseless movement, even though the cheese is sitting right there.
Хлоп.
Yeah, there's also a fort capture you could use to fling yourself up, and we just don't do that either.
We just get really tall.
That's right.
This is also our last big stretch of movement before we actually get to the darker side later. I mean, we will be going through this kingdom, and then we will take the painting at the end to return to Mushroom once again to set up for that final chapter.
That's right.
But Luncheon 3 here at this point
Flop.
does have some really cool sub rooms still.
including this one. Very slick way to just kind of skip all of the puzzle of that
Oh.
sub area.
Nice use of the lava bubble.
That's right,
Хлоп.
lava bubble.
I did not get a cap bounce for some reason. That's interesting.
Бонк.
Trying to get instant capture here on this fire bro right here.
Should be good. Nice.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah, trying to get Cappy, basically putting the capture between Mario and Cappy so that it kind of pins it together and you get that insta 2-for-1.
I don't know why I dove. It's one of the worst.
Diving is fun, dude.
Yeah, you know, just for a fun dive into the lava.
Cheeky little capture warp right here.
Leave Cappy up there and whoop, right up to the 4-stack. Well, now we got right a corner on the cob stack all the way to Goombet. This game got weird. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this. How does this fit into the
Lunch
lore?
Kingdom. It's actually not the last Goombet moon.
You're right, yeah.
There's
In fact,
one
the
more.
last one is probably the flashiest one out of
True.
them all.
The fork right here to give yourself a nice flick. Same as the poles like in Metro Kingdom. And then we've got one more, well, I guess one of two more. Whatever. We have a music toad coming up is what I'm trying to say, giving us another moon. And what this music toad is asking for is I need something of a beast like running around, rampaging around. So the natural one you would think is, okay, play the T-Rex song. That's boring.
Well-
We're going to do the anime song.
Are we?
Oh, it's up to you.
Usually, I'm pretty sure. Again, it's usually track 4 Enjoyer.
Oh,
Sorry.
We're doing it. We're doing the T. I set up the joke.
Yeah.
There's a T-Rex song here, and it's optimal, and it's less inputs.
it
Yeah.
is
It
tough.
is. It is one less input.
So you know how in the early days of Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning it was like Topper first or Harriet first, decide.
Yeah.
I feel like the darker side, like the new age version of that, is Song 4 or Song 46.
Yeah, it's very similar in inputs, but unlike Topper versus Harriet, track 4 is actually fast, so
True.
is actually like a difference in.
Yeah. You're saving the frames. And we're trying to go for the
Процентов.
3-hour time. You literally need
Категория
every frame.
100%.
That is very true. Also, another RCB.
Хлоп.
Very nice.
Very good.
Yeah,
Also, a really
RC
cool jump at the end of this section using one of the timer
Hop.
challenges. We're about to get there.
Whoa, okay. I don't think I've ever opened the chest and bonked as a result of it. That's really funny.
I'm pretty sure I saw you do that exactly in the practice room earlier, but yeah.
It's for the content, Lim. Come on.
Yeah, okay. It's never happened before.
Ganon's actually done it like 20 times.
I saw it earlier for the first time ever in the practice room
Right.
before this run. There we go. Now I'm being completely truthful.
This jump is what I meant. Basically, we don't even have Cappy back yet, and we use the timer challenge that's about to fade out to triple jump over to Captain Toad.
And there are no lava bubbles on that part of the stage, like
Hello.
around there. The only one that exists is this one by Captain Toad. So if you miss that chance with the timer challenge, you basically just have to start the timer challenge over again and try again.
I really like how Cappy isn't back there yet, but when you work to the checkpoint, you just still turn into Cappy. He just decides he can teleport now, I guess.
Got so many cap vaults in the run all of a sudden.
true. Ken is pretty good at those.
Хлоп.
Okay, I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. I've never been too fast there. It's an interesting mistake.
It's a plight of speedrunners, man. Sometimes we just start going too fast.
Case in
Oh,
Не достать.
But Lava Bubble is relaxed.
Хлоп.
point. Yeah,
he's asleep.
I wish I
chilling.
had that much chill.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Осталось немного. 10-15 минут.
Hard moon, we got 2 moons left here, and then we are done with Luncheon Kingdom. This one coming up is super, super hard to optimize.
It's fun though.
Fixing all the cracks. Let's call out the movement speak for itself.
Whoop.
Just like endless ways to optimize it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, that was
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, you
I-
factor in the pepper RNG as well.
That was
That
really
just
good.
Yeah,
adds
that
to
was
the
actually
challenge,
really
but
good.
Yeah, that was really well done. And then following it up with this 2D moon afterwards.
Yeah, it's another cool
Oh.
one where we can basically skip a little bit of the section.
I love it.
Yeah, this jump is kind of hard. It's a little
Yeah,
awkward.
you need to get just the very end of a coyote jump to jump off of the
Nice.
question mark block. That is actually really, really scary
Yeah,
to go for.
that was really well done.
Yep.
And conveniently,
Plop.
right after this moon, we got another painting, and this one gets us right where we want to be in Mushroom Kingdom, where we will basically reap in all of the rewards of what we've been basically
И
doing the entire
новое
time,
королевство.
timer challenges, these 8
В этом
bit
королевстве мы
moons,
никогда не были еще.
captures, etc.
That's correct.
And this is also going to be a great time for lots of donations, but we're going to be there soon.
Оп.
For now, we got to pick up our seeds that we planted when we first got here. We also got to buy a moon from the shop.
Yep, we're also going to the Gem and Toad and the
А, не,
Tourist
подожди, мы
Right.
были уже
Get
здесь.
more Toadette stuff.
Yeah, for the most part, these are just kind of NPC moves picking up. We're going to get a bunny here in a little bit. We got one big trick coming up before we get into the Toadette stuff. But
Well-
I think this is another good, like, little 45-second stretch. We can read 2 or 3 donations.
Yeah, we got $10 from Link saying, Ganon, I appreciate your helping the kingdoms of Mushroom World achieve
Plop.
world peace. Have you considered rethinking your strategy in Hyrule?
I'll think about it.
I also have $100 from Suki Kaji saying, so happy to see Darker Side featured, and I'm just floored by the skill. Much love to the staff and runners,
Plop.
front and center, and the crew behind the scenes keeping the show going.
Last Captain Toad of the run. We're really basically wrapping up here. We're getting really close to 500 moons.
Оп.
Yeah, Mushroom Kingdom 2 does a really good job of kind of, you know, providing closure
What
for a lot of
is
things that we have
Chlop?
been doing. We've planted seeds. The 20 minutes has passed. We're finally ready. Had we not
Chlop
planted them before,
is
we wouldn't be getting these right
clap.
now. It does a very good job of showcasing all of the things we've been setting up to do.
And
The
what
claps are
is
making me
clap? Clap is хлоп.
Don't clap anywhere.
Yeah, at this point, just go for it. Freestyle.
Think SM64.
And what is clap?
I mean, I don't,
There's a couple
Clap is
people on beat.
хлоп.
There's a couple. There's literally 2 of them out there.
Yeah, a literal couple.
There's one couple in the back. We got him, honey.
right.
Yeah, just clap whenever you want. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, at this point, just clap. I don't care.
Clap.
I just want to clap for Ganon. Ganon's been killing it for 3 hours.
I agree.
We've been out here late night having good chill vibes, playing some Super Mario Odyssey, but Ganon has absolutely killed it among the absolute nightmare that was
Club.
getting this controller plugged in.
That was so funny.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be. Hold on, we're going to talk about this
Wait.
for a second.
Beautiful.
That was cool.
Beautiful.
You're literally supposed to basically unplug
Красиво.
the entire mode there, so by doing this jump, you save like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, you use the sloped edge.
2 минуты засейвил этим прыжком. Жесть.
To get the Goomba over there.
Хлоп.
It's some tech tied to the Goombas where if they do their little spin jumps off of curved surfaces, then they get a little bit of speed going forward. And we utilize that in order to jump straight over to Goombat.
Хлоп.
Otherwise, it would be one of the worst moons in the game. You would never pick it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, it should not be understated just how much like effort. You know, this is a 3-hour run, and there really is no opportunity for you to take a break anywhere in it. So the fact that you can play with this level of optimization for this long is something to be commended.
Yeah, thank you.
That was real.
Well-
Okay, they figured. It's good because we're going to get 30 of these suckers.
Yeah, we're getting 32 of these Toadette moons. So.
Right.
So, once again, one final closure on what this is. The reason why she's giving us all these moons is because
What?
they're basically achievements. You got 5 moons from Captain Toad, here's a moon. You got 10 moons from Captain Toad, here's
Flip.
a moon. You talk to Peach 5 times, here's a moon. So on and so forth. Timer challenges, slot machines, all these different things.
Coins
We're gonna-
collected.
Хлоп.
Coins collected. We're going to talk to her 30 more times.
А что же будет
That
дальше?
should get us right at 500, and then we're off to the darker
Клэп.
side of the kingdom to finish the run. Nuclear, you got 3 minutes to
Pretty
read me
much.
some
А
donations.
дальше?
All right, let's go. We got
Clip.
$50 from Shinasar saying, had to donate for my favorite game.
И
This is maybe the best
Clip.
couch I've ever seen. All of my favorite streamers. Good luck, Ganon.
Air
Moon.
high
И
Air high five.
хлоп.
I have $100 from Alda saying, let's-a go.
Clip.
I also have $25 from Matt Tendo saying, can I get a wahoo in chat? Wahoo!
Клэп.
You guys just have this.
I got $100 from Ishala saying, woke up at 4 for this darker side run, and I love the audience energy with the clap on the beat for every moon. Clapping along for all 500 hype!
Flip.
I don't know if you guys can hear at home, but they're also counting out loud.
Yeah,
now
they're
from
counting
Toadette.
with
Yeah,
Toadette
not
moves.
bad. One small
I'm
thing.
very impressed
Flip.
by this audience
I'm
here.
extremely impressed.
And also, it's
Thank you, guys.
1:30 a.m. here. The energy is unreal.
Flop.
One small thing you can do here if you get really bored, which is easily done, is for some reason Mario plays rock, paper, scissors with you.
Flop.
Whenever he puts out like his hands with a new star, he either, like for example here he has scissors, right?
Flop.
It definitely keeps you company in these like 32 moons sometimes.
Rock. Oh, I
Okay.
got
You lose.
slaughtered.
He
Oh,
read you, he read you.
It's okay, best 2 out of 3.
Марио, оказывается, играет в камень, ножницы, бумага. И сейчас покажет
This
ножницы.
one will decide it, this one will decide
Интересно,
it.
что он покажет в следующий раз.
Bring it back.
Камень.
All right.
Блин, проиграл.
Sleep on that one. Try it again.
Еще разочек.
Okay.
Oh,
One more,
Камень.
one more, one more.
Блин, камень на камень.
Close this one out.
Teasing you.
One more.
okay, this is my last one, then we're actually going to redo this. Rock. Ah.
Mario's
Ножницы.
Today.
Победа.
I
Изи.
did just get a donation in for 65.43 from Anonymous saying,
Ножницы.
I don't usually do
Дважды
big
победа,
wars,
easy.
but now I really want this to be tied. And that's in regards to our Mario Party character choice,
Камень.
which is
Nah.
now all tied up. Peach and Wario have been brawling all night for this place. So if you want to see one
Flip.
over the other for Mario Party, coming up, that's our next run by Duck. Make sure you get those donations in.
And
Flip.
Nuclear, where are we also sitting for the Final
Прикол в том,
Fantasy
чтобы
6
собрать
character
500
bid war,
лун
which I believe has to end at
и
the end
закончить
of this
спидран.
run.
At the end of
Clip.
the interview coming up.
Oh, I'll do that.
So
yeah.
that will be before Mario Party. Both of those vid wars are kind of ending around the same time here.
Flip.
Final Fantasy VI, we still got Go-Go in the lead with 1185. But Terra and
Flip.
Celis are both sitting around the 700 range. So they can still catch up here, but they've got to do it real soon.
Хлоп.
So lots of characters. Pick your favorite ones. Put your money towards it. And it also goes to MSF, Doctors Without Borders,
Хлоп.
which is a great charity.
All right.
Хлопки, происходят хлопки. Последний хлоп. Хлоп.
All right.
The confirmation. One more dump into the Odyssey and see what we got.
I was like how you're ending with 64 here.
Так,
in
а
the
чё, все уже 500?
Yeah, it's
Kingdom.
awesome.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Couldn't have been planned.
Дзынь-дзынь-дзынь-дзынь-дзынь. Хлоп, 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 хлоп.
Hey.
There it is.
Hey.
Бум. 500. Но это еще не время, похоже.
We,
Еще что-то нужно
basically
сделать.
gained access to the darker side, which is like the point of this run, and it's also infamously the hardest challenge in the game.
That's right. It's kind of a thing that Mario games have been doing.
Теперь нужно пройти самую сложную часть Луны.
So is like you can beat the game, but there will always be that final gauntlet level challenge. Think like Challenge Road. Or the perfect run in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Every Mario game has
Так
always
что будет
had
чуть
this
больше
like
500
final
лун.
level that tests all your skills. And you know, in true speedrunner fashion, we're gonna bust it wide open here. It's gonna be.
Вот это народу собралось.
Yeah.
And the first thing we're doing here, we are on the outside where we need to capture one of these frogs. Gonna try to go for a shake jump right here with some vectoring to get up to the top shelf.
Жесть,
Was able to do
вот
it
это
very
прыгает
nicely
лягушка.
on some platforms.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
And
Good
we
morning.
head on to the inside where first we've got this pole section where Ganon's going to try to use as few of the poles as possible to get across this entire gap.
Yeah, nothing in this game kind of encapsulates the let's not play the level normally at all, quite like Darker Side does.
That is
Yeah,
very true.
it's very true.
There's so much cool stuff here.
Yeah, no thank you.
Каждый раз, когда вы касаетесь,
Not necessary. I appreciate
Тех
the
штук.
gesture, but nope.
они начинают
These
тонуть.
things are also like unique to darker side. These weird slopes of like going through the lava, unless I haven't seen them anywhere.
They are,
like,
yeah.
scary.
Now we got the lava bubble
Ну что ж,
section coming up right here.
выглядит не так сложно.
Cheeky spin throws in right there.
Прыжки, прыжки.
It's okay.
No.
Оу,
That's
нормально.
alright. I got pushed
О,
by
не
the
хватило.
spike bar there. That's alright.
Yeah, this part is
Еще
a lot harder
разочек.
than it looks.
Yeah, it is
Definitely
actually
is.
pretty difficult.
Прыжок,
Underestimating it.
прыжок,
I need to stop doing that. Also, I'm
прыжок.
on health, which is kinda scary 'cause I
Прыжок.
usually take damage in the next part, but I'll just
1
have to be
хп.
extra careful.
Right, I'm pretty sure there's a
Yeah, you can
backup
get the
path.
health in the question mark block coming up.
Yeah, I usually take damage before that.
Oh, right, before, yeah.
Because of these burbos. That's okay
You
though.
see some creative extending of the uproot right there. Ooh, still making the cycle. Very nice.
Okay, I think we're good.
Looks
Yep.
good.
Okay,
Flick
nice.
up, and then exiting out of the uproot right there to get
Oh,
up on
oh,
top. Mario
отлично.
knew, or Nintendo knew you were able to do that. Put some coins up there for us. And now we're going to be utilizing Yoshi. The end of this level used to be pretty chill.
Yoshi?
Kind of road on this flower road all the way across this gap. But speedrunners in Super Mario Odyssey
Так,
said,
ну
no,
на Yoshi
thank
вообще
you.
easy.
They figured out how to use Yoshi. I don't even understand it. This is incredible.
Yeah, this is it. Honestly, you can't explain it better than just the showcase of it. So just keep your eyes peeled.
Прям, прям.
Just barely.
Минус
every
Yoshi.
time.
По классике.
So,
That's so unlucky.
that is really unlucky. That's unfortunate. It's
So
okay.
the kind of
Всё
scary thing
сначала?
about Darker Side, and the reason it's
Всё
so
сначала.
daunting is that just like all those hard levels, you only get one shot.
Right.
You don't
Yep.
you get a little bit of health along the way, and thank goodness for that. But you got to do the whole thing in one shot, no checkpoints.
It's okay. That's
Карма, инста-карма.
the least bad deaths you can take. Honestly, they're deaths that lose like double the amount of time that one does. So
That's true.
that's okay. I assume that this is fine. Okay.
I mean, Darker Side is just fun to watch, so there's
Yeah, I can watch
nothing
through.
lost.
Yeah, and keeping in mind we're basically making it extra hard for ourselves here by going fast, and specifically that section is probably the hardest now.
Oh, for sure.
Блин, все равно получил урон. Вообще он не должен был там получать, конечно.
Little more health now going
Так, немножко
into this
быстрее.
uproot section. Again, love the uproot usage right here to sort of extend it, walk off the edge, and then flick ourselves up on top of the platform. Beautiful stuff right there from Ganon. And then barely trying to capture this cycle right here. Just enough to get the uproot up there. Pop out and go.
Not going further health this time. Usually in this section,
Так,
it's
снова
either
добираемся до
you fall
Yoshi.
down or you're
Yeah.
good.
Also, you get a heart for free in the middle
Right.
of it, so. Okay.
Yoshi's got some bonkers ways to build up a lot of momentum by just shaking, having the tongue on the ground, and then snapping you forward. And that's a lot of where we're trying to get this speed from.
Я думаю, будет еще хлоп. Посмотрим. Шансы есть. И второй заход.
And,
Похоже.
I did seem to
О-хо-хо-хо!
go a little slower there. It's okay.
It's okay. Third try is the
Надо
charm. Let's get a round of
сфокусироваться, а то
applause for
будет
Ganon
out of
for going
estimate.
for this. This is super, super difficult to do right at the end of the run.
It really is crazy. I do like how we do have a little bit of a Kaizo aspect there by sacrificing Yoshi to actually make this happen in the first place.
It wouldn't be a Mario game if not for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's just one of the most nerve-wracking tricks in the run. It's at the very end. It's a lot.
Right.
It's okay.
I'm glad I just get to listen to the Odyssey soundtrack a little bit longer.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that that hasn't come up yet. We had outfits, we had Peach, but nobody even brought up soundtrack.
Yeah, what is your favorite track, Spike?
My favorite track from this game, it actually might be Cascade Kingdom.
Yeah.
Cascade
Yeah.
Falls is really, really good, what we were just listening to. A lot of people say Wooded. Wooded's obviously fantastic.
It is a fan favorite. What about you, Lim?
I feel like Jump Up Superstar is just also such a banger that it's like it has to be up there.
Yeah, taking
And
the route of
specifically
like,
like the festival version, like even that moon jingle at the end, that gets me every time.
yeah, it syncs right in with it so perfectly. I gotta say, mine is probably Luncheon Kingdom. I love the way that like when you're
True.
outside in the wilds, it's got this kind of jungly vibe.
True,
And as soon as
true.
you get into town, it's got,
Решили
like,
комментаторы
European
поделиться
feel.
своим
Yeah,
мнением
I love
Also
that.
Seaside.
о
was talking
лучшем
about earlier, so chill,
саундтреке.
so jazzy.
Yeah, right. Too many good tracks.
Саундтрек в этой игре действительно хорош. Любой трек очень хорош. Я бы не стал что-то отдельно выделять. Итак, попытка номер 3.
Oh my god. I don't know.
Да,
what
да
I'm
камон,
doing
это
wrong.
было ровно, он попадал.
This is maybe I should just not go for it. I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
We got the crowd behind you.
Crowd immediately was like, nah. I have
Как
clapped
получается
my
всё.
hands 500 times for this moment right here.
It's it's just
ГГ
such a
получается, все.
classic speedrun thing. Like I'm hitting the actually difficult part, and then I'm just
Yeah, the speed building works every time, and there's like this one dive.
yeah. I will not try to spin pan. I'll do a backflip there.
Третья
Because
не
I think what I'm
сгорает,
doing is I'm
третья
trying to spin, and then it's, like,
бесконечная.
actually affecting the angle I'm diving at.
Right.
А, не бесконечная?
What about you, Nukes? What's your favorite
А,
track?
третья бесконечная. Да-да, четвертая бесконечная.
Okay, that's fair.
True.
That going into that, so good.
I always thought it was really creative to use like surfer rock to represent.
Не, он закончит ран, он не может не закончить.
botanical area in the forest.
Почти никогда не бывало такого, чтобы ран не
And
заканчивали.
it just works.
Все это очень большая редкость.
Oh, that. That's
Oh.
alright.
That's right, you got the backup
Не
help
нафидел.
coming up.
Yep. I'll just grab that really quick and then actually get up there this time. Okay.
I promise you, if any, I don't think this looks easy to the crowd at home.
На этом ГДК не
Even
вроде
just
никто не горел.
getting Yoshi to do this at all is incredibly difficult. It's so different than anything else you do in the
The Yoshi capture is genuinely the worst one in the game.
It is.
I think we need everyone in chat to start sending all the good energy.
Как насчет сделать это по-обычному? Ладно.
All right, that's
not over
part
yet.
one.
Так.
It just
Не
began.
нервничаем, не нервничаем.
Oof.
All right.
Like now we're going.
Wait.
Wait.
Нормально.
Not done.
Еще не все.
Oh my. Oh.
No way, man, no
That's just
way.
painful.
Oh.
This game is mocking me at that point. That's so annoying.
Depth perception is really tough on that part too,
Yeah, it
especially.
is.
Yeah, so what Ganon is trying to do right there is basically pull out every single movement strat in the book to try to extend that entire distance, because you're still.
Блин, он пришел сюда на 6-й минуте, по-моему. На 6-й.
Yeah.
So throwing in the rainbow twirl and everything, and eventually ending with throwing Cappy out over the lava, jumping into the lava, which yes, butt boosts you up into the air, but then that counts as you touching the ground, so you can then bounce.
Надо понять, что это настолько сложно. Чел на 6-м месте, или, по-моему, на 4-м.
The thing with lava that makes it really tricky is that you kind of are incapacitated in that moment.
В борде, где 50 плюс человек, и он не может сделать это, ну,
Exactly.
вот уже сколько раз. Это очень сложно.
Okay, whatever. I'm just playing it casually. I don't care.
Do you mind if I get in a quick donation
Yeah,
while we
Yeah,
get
go
that?
ahead.
Sure thing.
Go ahead.
All right, we got $15 from Jolteon Jordan saying, making a quick donation before bed to thank you all for closing out my night with an awesome run of Super Mario Odyssey. Odyssey became my favorite Mario game easily after playing it, as someone who grew up on these games. Thanks for the awesome run, Ganon. Keep up the great work to all of the awesome GDQ staff.
Так. Possible. Накручиваем скорость. Хорошо. Попытка номер миллион.
There it is. Let's
Да, он справился.
It's
Это еще не
incredibly
все.
hard, and doing that at the very last section of the infamous, already hardest part of the
So
game is just
nerve-wracking.
incredible.
And
I
then
think we gotta just clap
this
again, like that's literally
beautiful triple jump around that because it's not fast enough. And now we got one more skip to go for.
One more trick up our sleeve.
We got glide on right here. If you start shaking right as you go into the wind vent and you shake like an absolute madman, you can fly over the rest of the level. You
Yeah.
see a painting off in the distance right there. We're trying to eventually get to that painting. We're trying to skip that painting.
That's right.
There's an entire half of the kingdom left.
Yeah, you can
It's
see
like the
that there's
hardest part, honestly. Like if you do this casually, especially with the pipe there.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of Darker Side, is all hidden within that green pipe, and we just fly right by it. And then the
Thankfully.
painting afterwards as well.
So Ganon is actually trying to avoid all these invisible walls, actually, that will auto-pop you out of Glydon, while Ganon is also shaking like a madman to get over here, get to the pylon, and make our way up. Beautifully done Glydon skip
И
right
неужто? Конец игры.
there. We have got
Он
one
почти
more
здесь.
strat to go for one more time.
It loses 4 minutes if I miss it.
Literally, this saves.
Thank
About, so
0.3.
it's just
you.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Говорит игра. Thank you.
Yep, the no use skip. Now, barring,
Thank you for
know,
playing
jumping
my
off to the
game.
side right now, we don't have to worry about anything. This is kind of the long and winding road has reached its finale. If we could read it, you know, Cappy would be saying really nice things.
yeah, he's saying nice things.
This is
making people
emotional.
Cry. Yeah, it's emotional.
It really is.
Yeah, time is when I grab the multi-moon at the top, by the way.
Yep.
And of course, in Speedrunner fashion, we can't just climb the pole to read the emotional text. We gotta jump through it.
time.
Время. Да. Блин, обидно, что он ушел вне из
Oh
тиммейта.
my goodness.
Хлоп. Хлоп, хлоп, хлоп.
Darker Side is one hell of a gauntlet of a speed run. And it
Absolutely.
takes a lot of nerve and a lot of precision to be able to pull it off as well as Ganon does on the stage here.
Yeah, and especially with the strats that people go for now, the movement that is used to get this run done, it is an absolute.
I could think of no better
Ну что, всем спасибо, кто смотрел.
to get another visit at a GDQ.
У меня сегодня еще есть планы, надо пойти поспать.
I know we're only like a minute over. All that only a minute
Может
over
быть, днем
estimate.
вернусь.
Actually, incredible time. I do want to give a big shout out to
Вернусь вечером
Ganon.
еще.
Obviously, doing the run right there.
100%.
But
В принципе, был
99%
замечательный
of speedrunners, after
спидран.
failing that once, maybe twice, absolutely would have bailed. I am so happy you got to showcase that. I think
agree.
that is the coolest strat in this run.
Yeah.
And you said no, you refused to give up on it. You never were going to take the 7-second time loss, and you kept doing it for us. For that, legend. Thank you,
You did
Ganon.
it for the showcase. Round of applause.
Аплодисменты этому молодому человеку.
And there we are.
И переключение камеры должно быть.
Any final words, Ganon? You
Ju-
killed it.
Yeah, it was just like.
А, еще
overall
что-то
six
хотел,
star
чтобы он
run,
сказал.
like, it
В
was
принципе, что он еще
good
скажет?
going to Darker, so I
Хороший
think
ран
if I
был.
missed it a couple times, I was
Пока он
sad
не
for
дошел
myself,
до самого
but I'm glad I
конца,
did.
к сожалению, тильтанул слегка. Ну.
That trick at the end is so
Главное, что он
nerve-wracking,
смог это в
but I
итоге
was
сделать.
able to at least get it. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in a run. So yeah, just thank you everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome.